San Antonio's Sports Center.
Those San Antonio Spurs bounced back in a big way, snapping their two-game losing streak with a 119-101 win over the Milwaukee Bucks last night. They're back in action tomorrow night inside the Frost Bank Center, taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Tip-off set for 7 o'clock. Divisional round of the NFL playoffs this weekend. You can catch it all right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star starts tomorrow when the Bills take on the Broncos at 2:30. 49ers in Seattle at 7.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, yeah, we made it. It is Friday. The weekend is here. Congratulations. It's been a long week, and, well, we finally made it to the weekend. It's fantastic. Thanks for spending some time with us on this Friday afternoon. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix, and another beautiful day, Minix, but it's going to get cold.
It's apparently going to be a
chilly
season.
Cold.
One of those weekends where you want to make some chili.
Yeah, well, you jumped the gun a little bit and did, and a good job to you, by the way. Excellent chili.
You know, it's the first time I've done chili that way. Yeah, and I love chili, but I've never made like over-the-top chili like I did last night. My wife, her work, they're doing a chili competition next week. She's like, I signed you up for it. I'm like, well, thanks. So I wanted to do a test drive on the chili, and you guys are the guinea pigs. And you guys wouldn't lie. If it sucked, you would tell me.
Absolutely. Be happy to do that.
But I knew it was good when Rob Thompson, after a show this morning, came by the house to get some. And he was like, well, because I had some in a bowl for him to take. And he was like, well, let me try some. And he took a spoonful, and he's like, all right. You know, he's trying to decipher what's all in there and this and that. And by the time he was done sampling, he'd had lunch. I mean, he was like at Sam's on a weekend, man. I'm full. Let's go.
No, it's good stuff. You brought some in. I had a pretty good taste of that stuff too, and then Pledge inhaled the rest of it. Mm-hmm. So it was gone, and good stuff though. It really is. It was good. And so, well, hopefully you win that chili cook-off.
Well, and again, I got plenty this way if you need some for this weekend. Because I'm on a plane early tomorrow, so
I'm kind of wanting to experiment a little bit. I might do that tomorrow.
Make your own.
Make my own.
Now that you've seen it,
yeah.
and the beauty of what I did last. So I got home last night at 7, and everybody has their own different ways of making their own chili. No beans. For the record. But if you put beans in your chili, I don't care. I'll eat it that way, but I wasn't going to add beans into mine. But yeah, by about 7 o'clock last night, get home at 6:30 and went right to work because I wanted to start smoking the meat for about 3 hours, three and a half hours. By 10:30, I had all that mixed up, and I had that on the Traeger last night. I got up at 5:45 this morning to pull that at 6 a.m. and nothing like a bowl of chili at 6 a.m. I can tell you that. That's a breakfast of champions.
Absolutely.
But letting it smoke all night, my goodness, that was good.
That was good. It was very good. The meat was tender and it was really good. So I'm glad you got up early. I got up early this morning too.
Yeah.
A little career day.
A career day
at Bolt Elementary School, way out there off Petrenko Road.
What is the Bolt mascot?
And they told me they're the.
Are they like the Bulldogs?
No.
The Bees?
No, they told me, and I can't remember.
Yeah, come on, Joe. They didn't give you a T-shirt on your way out?
No. I got a goodie bag, though, with some stuff in there. And,
what?
They had left it in the car.
Oh.
I know.
The chocolate's going to be melted.
With some milk duds in there and some stuff. I'll have to go get it.
Milk duds?
Well, I'll go get it during
the leftover Halloween stuff.
One of the breaks, I'll go get it. We'll unveil that live on the air here. And but I tell you what, I talked to 4 different groups of fourth graders.
Oh, fourth graders,
Fourth graders. And, when you're giving a speech about careers to fourth graders, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Although these kids were great, man. They really were. They were great. And a lot of them Minix are not afraid to ask questions like, how much hair product do I use? I got that question today.
Did you really?
I really did.
All right, now, it's been a while since you've been on TV every night.
Uh-huh.
Did any of these kids know who you were?
No. Now, the teachers did.
Sure.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, yeah, those 65-year-old teachers probably loved you.
They weren't 65.
Well, some of them were, probably.
Well, they might have been. I don't know. But they were all very nice.
That librarian over there with the Bolton Mavericks.
Is it Mavericks?
It's Mavericks.
It is Mavericks.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I knew when you said that,
Yeah.
it sounded familiar. So, but yeah, it was. It was
made something up.
It was good. It was good. Second year in a row I've done it out there. So I guess they liked it the first time. I don't know.
Well, you said yes. Will
Well,
he say yes
true.
again?
Although there was like the K9 unit of the SAPD was out there with
that's
their
cool.
dogs and all kinds of stuff.
I mean, were the dogs there?
Yeah,
All right.
I had nothing.
People there with displays and props, and
Yes.
you.
I had
you,
me.
You,
That was it.
Just you.
Just me.
You and your
Yeah.
hairspray.
Well,
Was it a little boy or a little girl that asked about your hair product?
It was. I think it was a girl. Quite frankly, if I remember correctly.
How do you forget it was just a couple of hours ago?
We've got a new promotions director, and I don't know if he had stuff for me or if I could have asked him for that. I wasn't sure.
Well, what would you take fourth graders?
Oh, I don't know.
Tickets to go see Bush?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe some.
That would have
I don't
been
know.
good.
Do we have some T-shirts or maybe I don't know.
We haven't had T-shirts since pre-COVID.
I don't know who that new promotions guy is, but I mean,
You should get on the ball.
he really should.
I mean, you could
He
have.
really should. But it was a lot of fun, and hopefully my goal was, with the nicest thing, and I mean this in all sincerity. It was really cool that, after every class leaves, you get them for about 20 minutes each.
Yeah.
And so they'd come out and give me a hug. It was just really nice.
You were hugging on fourth graders today?
I mean,
they're
truth be told,
210-225-2121.
the teacher was there.
Hands high.
It wasn't. I was. Yeah.
Did you walk into that fourth grade class going, man, I couldn't do this?
There's no way. And I told some of the teachers that. I said, y'all are unreal. You're way underpaid. And yeah, I don't know how they do it. But you talk about a well-behaved group of kids, man. I mean, every class, they make them line up. They make them get up one row at a time. I mean, it was like.
So they weren't a bunch of Mavericks.
No, they were great. They were very well-behaved. Very well-behaved.
Well, you seem surprised.
Well, yeah, I am. They're fourth graders. But they all listen intently and
Ask good questions.
Ask
besides hair product.
There was good questions. Good question.
What was the hair product question?
Well, it was like, do you use hair product? And I said, well, no. What are you talking about?
Did they ask about hair dye?
I said,
because that would really
no.
set you off in a hurry. You would have broke out the paddle at that point.
There was one point in time in one of the classes, and I don't know how and I finally had to say, look, this is not a carnival. I don't have any prizes for you. They all want to know how old I was. And I'm like, because I told them, I've been in the media for 30 plus years.
It's longer than most of their parents have been alive.
Well, some of them,
yeah,
that's absolutely true. And so I'm like, well, this isn't a carnival. Because they'd raise their hand. I said, okay, you got a question? 57. And I'm like, wait a minute.
They didn't go 6'7"?
Well, I'm just like, nobody went over 60, which I was very happy about.
Well, they can't count that high.
Well, maybe that's it. They
don't think you're your grandpa. Did you tell them you were a grandpa?
I did, actually. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it was good. And
a lot of Cowboy fans?
A lot of Cowboy fans. There was one guy that you'd be some dude, I guess his dad got transferred here from Canada.
Uh-huh.
Big Ottawa hockey.
Oh, yeah. Ottawa Senators, yeah.
Yeah, hockey fan.
Yeah,
And
did you do your bad Canadian joke?
No, I told him that you were a Devils fan, and he was like, oh, geez.
Yeah, Devils and Stars.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So I said
Did you tell him there was a Texas hockey team that he could become a fan of?
I did. And
do you know who that is?
He knew that.
Yeah,
Dallas
do you?
Stars,
All right,
yes,
just
of
checking.
course.
Just checking.
Well, I'm becoming a Dallas Stars fan. Are you kidding? For obvious reasons.
Yeah. It'll be more obvious in about a week, people.
Yes, they will. So I'm just saying, it was a good time over there. And
Pledge is looking at us all strange.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah. You would think the promotions director would show up at the meetings where we talk about these things.
Well, you would think so.
You would think he would know these things.
He might, yeah.
You know.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually wearing a suit today.
He is.
He's a suit wearing a suit.
He's trying to be like Dax Davis.
I don't think he got that big of a raise.
Yeah, because I never come in dressed up.
You know, to have
You either look like you're going for a job interview or you're homeless. I mean, there really is no in between.
I liked him better in the Cowboys gear.
Yep. See, Jacob says you should have taken him some flight.
Yeah, I should have.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That would have been
A
good.
little bit of a teaser if you're a hockey fan. We're going to do with our friends from Flight by Yingling coming up a promotion where you could win a trip to Dallas to go see the Stars.
That'd be pretty cool because they are the official beer of the Dallas Stars.
They are.
Yes.
They are.
That's going to be interesting. That'll be coming up here pretty soon. So,
Coyote said you should have taken beer Santa.
I should have. I guess he's allowed on elementary school property, is he?
I mean, just not with his samples. It's not with his samples. You know, I mean, his elves would have been a big hit.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have.
And somebody says you wear a toupee. Fred wants to know any shiny teachers out there at Bolt Elementary.
All of them, okay? Because they're probably listening. All of you are very shiny.
What do you mean probably?
Well, they're listening.
Did you create some new listeners yesterday?
That was it. I gave them all an assignment that they had to. Some of them listen to the radio. They said, but I told them they had to all go to YouTube. So I'm hoping.
Hold on. What time did the kids get out of school?
They get out at 3:00. So I said, okay, but you get home. If you get home around 3:30, 4 o'clock, I want you. That's your assignment.
So
go to San Antonio Sports Star. You can log on to the YouTube channel.
Unplug it, maybe.
Looking ahead, while we have a bunch of fourth graders tuning in
at 3:30,
and their shiny teachers. Headline Blitz today has a actress who suffered a brutal injury filming a sex scene, a massage parlor employee who tried to avoid getting arrested by defecating towards officers, and a dude trying to board an airplane with his dead wife. And fourth graders are going to be tuning in at that point.
That's
education, kids.
Somebody needs to educate these kids. So,
some mom's going to be like, "What the hell are you listening to?
Who was at your school today? Did they investigate that?"
Exactly.
Good time out at Bolt Elementary, though, and I thank y'all for inviting me. It was a lot of fun. They had some great breakfast tacos there this morning.
That's why you went.
That was fantastic.
Where were they from?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Did they have a breakfast taco maker there for career day?
I don't think so. I think they bought them from some. I wonder if they had to take up a collection. A couple, 2 or 3 days before. To have to tell your parents to send $10. I don't know, but they were good. I chowed on a couple of them.
Did you?
Yeah.
In between classes, or
no, beforehand.
You
get there beforehand. You all assemble in the library. And then they call your name, and one of the students walks you to the classroom that you're going to be in. And
did you have somebody do a big introduction for you?
No, I got to introduce myself.
What kind of crap is that?
I'm just saying.
I mean, you generally like to wait in the wings, and somebody goes through, I don't know, a 90-second intro talking about how great you are, and then the ovation as you walk in. I mean, that's not what happened?
That's not what happened today, no.
All right.
No, and those kids had no clue who I am. So,
do they now?
Well, now they do.
Can they spell your name?
No.
I mean, if you got them for 20 minutes, 12 of it's trying to teach them how to spell the name. That's the first test.
Dude, I was giving them life advice, okay? I mean, sincere life advice is going to advance their life moving forward.
They're gonna always split eights?
Well, they're going to look back 20 years from now and say,
home dogs on a Monday night?
That dude that came to our school for career day changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, that's going to happen.
Did you tell them what games to take this weekend?
I did. Actually, yes. I sure did.
He's giving a bunch of fourth graders gambling advice.
Because some of the teachers, one of the teachers there's a big San Francisco 49er fan. And
really?
Yeah, there were another kid wearing a San Francisco shirt, and another kid that was a Seattle fan, and a lot of Cowboy fans, though.
Well, absolutely.
There weren't many Texan fans, though. So I don't know what that says about the future of the Texans.
Look, in all sincerity, and we've got the voice of the Texans coming up in about 20 minutes. Marc Vandermeer, will join us here on the Blitz to talk about this weekend's game. I think that bandwagon, if they win this weekend, is going to fill up. There will be a lot of people.
There will be.
That, will claim the Texans, either as the side chick team or, the frustration with the Cowboys. This is the best thing that could happen for Houston. But, Bolt Elementary, Military City, USA, not surprised to see a bunch of foreign teams being represented there, and I say that because Texas is our own country, and Houston will eventually get there.
They'll get there eventually. I don't recall one Texan fan. There were more San Francisco 49er fans.
You would have known because little brother's always loud.
Yeah, no, they weren't loud. Every time I said though, we're the home of the Dallas Cowboys, I'd get a big applause.
See.
So I'm just saying.
All those parents over there off Petranco raising their kids right.
Absolutely.
Good job.
They are.
Yep. Jerry thanks you.
Yes. Great job, everybody. And it was a lot of fun. So I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Spurs. Did you watch that game last night?
Big bounce back win.
Yeah, I did too. And boy, you talk about a difference, just a different energy from that team last night. Let's talk about it. We'll hear from Wimby as well on a couple of things. And, let's hear from Wimby then, huh? When we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like roadside assistance.
Oh, yeah, Progressive offers that.
Great. Do you have plans Saturday? My cousin canceled, and I'd love to have someone to ride with.
Actually, we just do insurance, not riding buddies.
Cool, let's meet at noon. Actually, scratch that. 10 a.m., you and me, breakfast at a diner.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
Okay, so if you beat me there, get me the Lumberjack Special. We can share.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage.
Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-718-4040. That's 800-718-4040. 800-718-4040.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, who's playing for a trip to the Super Bowl?
We're not done yet. We got a national championship game tonight. The boys are going to be out. We're going to be here. So much to talk about. Oh, yeah, the Spurs are busy today, too. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Let's get wild. Happy Friday, everybody. Glad you're here with us today on the Blitz 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. Spurs looked so much better last night, just flowed better. Wemby was fantastic. And it didn't look like to me, Jason, that he was thinking about anything, thinking about he had to get inside, he had to do that. He just got the ball and just took care of business.
When he came back to the game.
Yeah.
When Giannis ran him over. Now, knee to knee, and I know Sean Elliott said this during the broadcast, but I think we all know this. Knee to knee, you go, okay, that hurt like hell.
Yeah.
I'd much rather always see that than the non-contact knee injury. But my concern was, that Mack truck known as Giannis hitting knee to knee with Wemby wasn't the bruise, did it break? I mean, the force in his reaction and the way he left the court, sometimes, you shoot the deer and then, they kind of just scattle off into the woods. I mean, the way he ran off the court looked like he just got shot and he's just looking for the place to go lay down and die. And it's like, what? Seeing him come back was a sigh of relief.
Well,
and when he came back, he was different.
Well, it's scary for sure, but that's the second game in a row that he's gone knee to knee.
Yeah. Well, and even he said, that happened, but Giannis is just different.
I did not think it was serious because it was just like a knee to knee. And I've had this dozens of times, but never against a guy like this. So that was a lot more than usual, but it's thankfully a very benign thing,
Mm-hmm. Benign thing. But again, when he goes down, it's a pretty scary prospect because you're looking at this big dude just collapse to the floor and, your heart kind of sinks a little bit because you just don't know what happened in the moment. And then, you see the replay and you say, okay, knee to knee.
And let's face it, I mean, all of a sudden I thought they turned the crowd mics off on the TV because it sounded so damn quiet inside the Frost Bank Center.
Yeah.
Because everybody's holding their breath. And as a Spurs fan, worried about his injury future, not if he gets hurt, it's when and for how long. And that's just, you're always holding your breath with that guy, especially the way he's been this year with limited minutes and, all the, that's just the biggest concern is his overall health because without Wemby, the idea of championships just doesn't seem to be there. But it was the bounce back that I really liked across the board. And even Mitch Johnson talking about just overall the flow of the offense.
I thought our offense was really clean and sharp tonight, just in terms of execution, spacing, and most importantly, it felt like our best passing game. Not, to go through the whole season right now is maybe a strong word, but in a while, it was a sharp, passing game where the basketball had energy, was finding people early, and that allowed the person catching the ball some really good opportunities and decisions and options. And, one of those dominoes was we got some really good shots and we knocked them down tonight.
And that's true. I mean, and everybody did. I thought it was a bounce back game for De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah,
so much better. He just looked smoother last night than he has the last couple of games. That was good to see. And I think there's something to that. Just being at home. I don't think Milwaukee's very good, but still, the Spurs played just smooth basketball, and that was good to see after a couple of games that were a little clunky.
Well, and to hear Mitch say the passing game, I mean, what was it? 28 assists on 40 made field goals. They shot 50%, 43% from three. When you're making shots, you're making shots. And you mentioned De'Aaron Fox, but you look at what Dylan Harper was able to do. You look at what Steph Castle was able to do, and certainly Mitch Johnson was aware of what those boys did last night.
I thought he and Steph specifically did a really good job tonight of keeping their dribble. They've been picking up their gathers a little early at times, which I think has put them in a bad spot where they get caught in the air and if they don't have a clean finish or clean pass out, they can get in trouble a little bit. I thought they did a really good job of playing off two and keeping their dribble alive, and they did a great job of finding people and finding them on time and on target with tempo and rhythm, so that guy that caught the ball had the ability to either shoot a really good shot or take advantage of the initial advantage they created and play 0.5 and get an advantage for their teammate.
And all of these things, I'm imagining Mitch Johnson at shoot-around yesterday was talking about. Slow down, don't pick up your dribble too quick. It's just some things. I don't care how good you are, how long you've played. If somebody sees something you're doing wrong and points that out as constructive criticism, I mean, it's a good thing.
Well, it is, and, crazy. Third quarter was the difference last night.
Yeah.
Except it was the Spurs that scored 40 and only allowed 16 instead of scoring 16 and allowing 40. And, all those starters, the much-needed fourth quarter off, nobody, with extended minutes last night. I mean, you think about Wemby in 21 minutes with 22 points and some of the shots that he made. Some of his three-point shots. He was 5 of 6, Wemby was, from three-point range. And, that fadeaway three that he hit, I mean, just he showed parts of the game that are there, you just don't see every game.
So I think it's a bit of both. Obviously, it is a real thing, like momentum and heat checks, and that goes for both sides of the court. But there's also the reality that most often when I block a guy shot, I have the ball in my hands, and the defense is not ready. It's not prepared. That's just like in every fast break. The defense often doesn't have time to match up again, so the spaces open up more. And if I have the ball in my hand and I'm in the shooting area, it's going up.
And I think that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I think, quite frankly, Wemby's been lacking that a little bit. And just turn and shoot. The guy's got such a great jump shot. It's incredible for a guy that size. It's just so smooth. And last night he didn't hesitate. He would turn, he'd get the ball, he'd turn, he would shoot, and he was knocking them down.
Well, and one of the things, the physical play that he has faced as of late, he knows he's the best player. He knows he is the target. Everybody is focused on him. So how does he deal with that, knowing teams are going to play him a lot more physical?
Know how to navigate it, in a night like tonight, I think, especially playing against a guy like Giannis, I think you have to be ready to give up your body for this matchup because it's, no matter what, you're not going to get out of there 100%. So, but usually, unfortunately, we have to be smart, and I have to be smart about it and not take too many risks because I know some guys, and it's they're totally right, but I know some guys will not hold back, of course. But I understand because I would like the guys on my team to do the same thing, So, I mean, and they do. So it's just got to be smart sometimes.
Huh. That was a roundabout way of saying you need to be smart.
Mm-hmm.
Could have just said, hey, you need to be smart.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Really?
Because there was a lot there. I'm like, what? What did he say?
You wanted a shorter, more concise answer?
Well, I'm just saying. It's
you didn't. You 49 seconds of.
You got to be smart. I'm sorry, Wimby. What'd you say? You just got to be smart.
You wanted an answer like when he was asked, hey, dude, you realize you have a target on your back?
Yeah, of course, but we have a target on the other team's best players as well. So, not never in a dirty way, but that's just what we have to go through.
All right, Captain Obvious.
Good game for them. I'm happy that they won that game. I'm happy things looked a hell of a lot smoother for them. The revenge game on Saturday night against the Timberwolves. I mean, it's a game the Spurs had. They had it in the bag, and they let the T-Wolves come back and steal it away from them. So maybe a revenge game inside the Frostbank Center tomorrow night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Houston Texans with a huge game this weekend against the New England Patriots. The voice of the Texans, Marc Vandermeer, he's going to join us next when we continue here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential, or repairing your old roof, or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Celebrate the 17th annual Pork Rind Appreciation Day with PorkRinds.com and NFL legend Devin Hester. We're teaming up to support the Gridiron Greats Assistance Fund, helping retired players get the medical care they deserve. Want to get in the game? Visit PorkRinds.com to play their Crunch Time Hero game and enter daily to win a trip to the 2027 big game in LA, plus a year's supply of pork rinds. Grab the perfect low-carb snack and be your own Pork Rind Appreciation Day hero today at PorkRinds.com.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making a player pick for the first time, there's something that can't be too hard, but in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels so good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups, bowl games coming, tournament time, it is time to jump right in. When it comes to playoffs, you go with stars. Stars always produce. In the NFL, they get those stars because they're stars. And as we get closer and closer, I love Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a man alone on Buffalo. Whenever you get to the more, you go with Josh Allen. In basketball, oh my goodness, Luka is balling. You can't go wrong with Luka. And I want to tell you about a brand new part of Prize Picks. It's a new feature, early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out on those winnings before the game even finishes. I want you to go download Prize Picks and use the code Alamo, and you're going to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's Alamo for $50 in lineups, and all you got to do is play 5. Prize Picks, it's so good to be right.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Golden flu season has arrived. You can trust Exergen's new TAT 2000C Plus thermometer to give you accurate and reliable temperature readings for the whole family with just a gentle forehead scan. And right now, the new Exergen TAT 2000C Plus is available on Amazon for less than $20.
It is going to be a great NFL football playoff weekend, and of course, a big part of the playoff weekend is going to be the Houston Texans taking on the New England Patriots. That ought to be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
And we are joined by the voice of the Houston Texans, Marc Vandermeer, rock and roll, joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Let's start with the obvious. We just got the injury report. No Nico Collins, although that was expected. What does C.J. Stroud do without his best wide receiver?
I think he plays well, Jason. You know, I think that he's got an array of weapons to throw to. And, look, I want to play this game with Nico Collins. Let's be clear. He's their best offensive player until further notice. The game earlier this year against the 49ers, when he didn't have Nico or Christian Kirk, who went off on Monday night, CJ might have had his best game of the year. I mean, he went nuts. He threw it to everybody, multiple receivers with 3, 4, 5 catches, and everybody played well. And they beat the 49ers. And that was a real big moment for them at the time. Now, they lost to Denver a week later, but since then, they haven't lost. So I think CJ is going to be fine without Nico. It's just that the defense pays so much attention to Nico. Now you don't really have that, although I'm sure Kirk is going to draw his fair share after what he did on Monday night. We'll see how it goes. He'll spread the ball around. They've got more weapons this year going into the divisional round than they did last year when it was Nico and Robert Woods, and it just wasn't as good. So I think overall they're actually in a better spot than they were at this point last year.
Mark, let me ask you about C.J. Stroud, because obviously last week was not his best performance. There were some things that didn't go well for C.J. You expect a bounce-back game from him coming up in New England this weekend?
I thought he bounced back within the game. You know, he had rough moments in the game. And, look, that quarterback-center exchange stuff, they got to correct it. If they don't correct that, I mean, come on, it's over. But they're going to correct that. As far as that pick, that was not a good look. But he shook it off because the drive that started late in the third, then went into the fourth, from that point on, he's 4 for 6 for 95 yards, and he makes the clutch throws when you need him. He's done it all year long. Now, it's not always a late score you need. Sometimes you need a late throw to kill the clock, and that's something Nico Collins is very good at, by the way, that dagger kind of catch that enables you to kill the clock or at least run out the biggest portion of it that you need late in the game. So I think they'll be fine with CJ making this playoff start, which is another one on his resume. I mean, he's now started 6 playoff games once he takes the field on Sunday, and I think he's going to be just fine.
Absolutely. Marc Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans, joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Mark, you're around CJ more than anybody else in media. After his incredible rookie year, everybody thought he was going to be the guy. And while they've been in the playoffs and he's played well, it's been up and down. You know, and you know what fans are like, whether it's the offensive coordinator, or it's this or it's that. What are some of the differences you see in C.J. Stroud day to day, not just what we see in the games as far as just prep, personality, all of that, versus what we saw when he was a rookie and we were getting to know him?
Well, I think he's the same guy. I mean, he's growing as a person. You know, he's got a strong faith, as is very evident, and he is thoughtful, and he gets along great with his teammates. He's not a big-timer. You know, he really is one of the guys. And I believe that he's going to continue to grow as a quarterback. You have to look at the fact that last year a lot of teams, you know, they had a lot of tape off-season. They figured a bunch of stuff out. The offensive line was not good last year, and that was a big part of the struggles. And yet you still won 10 games and won your division. You know, so people talk about him like he's this, not disaster, but I think people are a little tough on him probably because the rookie year was so sensational. You expected Andrew Luck, you expected all these things perhaps, but I still think that's out there for him. He's only 24 years old. If he wins on Sunday, that is 4 playoff wins before he turns 25. And there are only something like 4 or 5 quarterbacks who have ever done that in the history of the NFL. So I think everything's going just fine. He's the starting quarterback on a team that just won its wild card weekend game for the 3rd consecutive year. He didn't win the division 3 years in a row, but it's 2 years plus playoffs, and they have a 10-game winning streak going. I think they're okay, and I think he's fine.
Mark, let's break some news. That defense is pretty good. I mean, my goodness, they're outstanding. And I've heard people compare them to the Ravens in the early 2000s, even the Bears going back to the 1980s. When you watch that defense, can they be that special? I mean, they look unstoppable, certainly against Pittsburgh the other night.
Well, as a play-by-play announcer, when they take the field, I get excited. I get probably more excited for the defense than I do for the offense. They're that good. They are unbelievably talented at all levels. There's nowhere to rest your eyes. Playmakers, Pro Bowlers, all pros everywhere you look, and they get along. These guys are brothers. You know, they really love football. They love playing the game. They're loose. I was just watching them on the field a couple of hours ago, and Stingley and Lassiter and Petrie and Bullock, they're just tossing the ball around before practice, just playing a little pepper kind of game just to get loose and improve their ball skills, and they're laughing and they're having a good time. They're loose. They love this game. And I think that this year in the divisional round, now the Texans have been there 6 times before, but they've always faced, the first year was Flacco, but it was, really good Flacco in his prime. Then it was Brady multiple times, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes multiple times. This time they have Patrick Mahomes, but it's the Texans defense that's Patrick Mahomes. This is the most powerful force on the field on Sunday, the Houston Texans defense. And when I look at what the Chargers did to the Patriots last week, well, the Texans can certainly do that. They can certainly hold them to 16 points and produce takeaways. That's what the Chargers did. Houston just has to play better on offense.
Marc Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans here on the Blitz. Mark, and you had some great calls the other night in Pittsburgh. 2 defensive touchdowns in one game. That's rare. To do it in the playoffs, but let's face it, New England's offense is better than Pittsburgh's offense. Can the Texans defense have a similar type performance in New England on Sunday?
Well, the big X factor here to me is the running of Drake May. His ability to get yards, his willingness to get yards with his legs, because not everybody's willing to do that as much as he was. In that game between the Chargers and the Patriots, the quarterbacks were the leading rushers for their teams, Herbert included. Herbert has just become this guy who takes off and runs. It's weird to see how he's kind of, I don't want to say regressed, but maybe that offense has regressed because their running backs, they were hanging by a thread. Hampton can't play really, and now you're down to Vidal. It's not the same thing. So Herbert had to take off and run with it. Guys couldn't get open. CJ has not run it since he came back from the concussion, and I think that's a missing element for this Houston offense. They got to find a way to get that going. But your question was about defense. They can get after May, but you got to contain him. If he gets outside the pocket and starts scrambling around, they've been vulnerable to that from time to time this year, but not like in the course of an entire game at key moments. Baker Mayfield scramble to get them in scoring range. Bo Nix scramble to get them close to field goal range. Those 2 games in particular, the quarterback scramble was a big problem. Josh Allen, they were able to sack him 8 times, but he still had his team threatening late in the game. So, look, this could be a close game, but you got to make the clutch plays in the fourth quarter in crunch time.
Well, Mark, I tell you, I'm looking forward to it, and then listening to you talk, I really am looking forward to it now. It's going to be a lot of fun. The knock on the New England Patriots, Mark, is the fact that their schedule was easy, and they didn't play anybody, and so they really haven't been tested yet. When you look at that Patriots ball club, what are your thoughts on how good can they really be, or they really are?
Well, look, they got Vrabel coaching them, and they got a quarterback. So that's a tough combination right there. And Vrabel tends to find a way to manufacture a game plan the old Patriot way, which is we're a game plan offense. We're gonna build it for that week. And they've got a lot of tools. I mean, the backs are good. I always thought Stevenson was good. If he doesn't fumble, he's really good, right? Henderson looks really terrific as a rookie. They've got Diggs as a receiver. They got a lot of assets here. And on the defensive side of the ball, they're playing really hard. And obviously they know how to mix up coverages. They have a lot of hocus-pocus stuff going on to confuse quarterbacks. Now, against some of the bad teams or the subpar teams they've played, it's been really effective. And it was effective against the Chargers, too. So you got to find a way to decipher what is going on that side of the ball. Running the ball will really help the Texans. And it's obvious to say, we always talk about this in football. Duh, you want to run the football. But the Texans went for over 160 on the Steelers. Can they do something remotely similar against the Patriots? They were also 10 of 15 on third down. Can they get close to that? If they do and don't turn it over, it's a win.
Texans radio play-by-play man Marc Vandermeer here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Don't go all coach speak on me here, Mark, because I know we got to play this one on Sunday. How much have you thought about the idea when you start your broadcast on Sunday, you will know if you guys have a chance to host the AFC Championship game?
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot, obviously. I mean, that's just crazy. When you think about 2019, it was the same situation. You were playing the Chiefs, and the Titans upset the Ravens, so you knew you were coming home to play the Titans if you could beat the Chiefs, and they were up 24-0, and they lost. I don't think this team would blow a 24-0 lead. I'd like to see it happen so we can test that out. But you know how it is, Jason. You know, you've done games, a lot of games. You think about these things. You think about those moments, the history that will be made. They've never been to the AFC Championship game. I don't like to plan any call, though. I like to let it be organic. You know, you think about certain things you might want to say. I want to mention the McNairs at some point, but not the actual call, but it'll happen later. You know, that kind of thing. I'm just eager for this moment because this team, I feel like, deserves it. DeMeco Ryans, what an incredible man he is. It's not just a coach. I would run through a wall for that guy. You know, it's WWDD. What would DeMeco do? He is that effective as a leader. He has the effect on everybody in the building of being positive, being proactive. And he's that way with his team. They all reflect it. They play like it.
Mark, just the city of Houston, Texans fans, what is it like there this week?
It's really exciting. I think everybody senses it that it could happen because, again, it's the seventh time going to the divisional round, and it's their best shot. You know, every other time they've been double-digit underdogs. Not that that stuff is important, but it tends to reflect how good you are. So right now, this is a skinny line. I don't even know what it is lately. I don't even care. I know this team can win, and I think a lot of people believe. Stroud is getting a lot of talk, of course, because of the performance against Pittsburgh, but I am quick to point out they rolled up over 400 yards of offense, and it wasn't all on the ground. He played well. He made some big throws. They had a throw late where, well, this was the one late in the third quarter. It's 3rd and long, and he finds Christian Kirk on a deep ball, and it gets them out of jail, and they kick a field goal to go up 10-6. At the time, I thought, that's an insurmountable 4-point lead with this defense, and they ended up blowing them out from there. But 7-6 would have won it, as it turned out. Weird. But that's how this team is sometimes. I mean, they make the big plays when it matters. I mentioned fourth quarter. They have the largest point differential in the league in the fourth quarter this season, and it lived up to things in the postseason game they played, obviously, on Monday night. So maybe that can continue against New England.
You know, Mark, and you think about history and in the moment, you know, as they were wrapping up that win, and obviously that was a tight game that got blown open in the fourth quarter. Did you sense before the broadcast when you got to Pittsburgh and you're talking to different people that are up there, you know, I think we all kind of knew this was Aaron Rodgers' last game more than likely. Tomlin was a big question mark. Did you have any sense that you could be, you know, essentially broadcasting both of their final games and that pick six, great call on it, that could be Aaron Rodgers' last career pass, which your voice is going to be on that for history?
Yeah, or Rob King's, the voice of the Steelers. But I understand what you're saying.
Your call was better.
And, thank you. Well, more exciting. I mean, he wasn't too happy about it, I'm sure. And that's how these things go, boys. But, you know, I thought about Tomlin more than Rodgers. You know, I've kind of grown tired of Rodgers. I think he's a tremendous quarterback and everything, and I think it was the right move for them. They got to the playoffs. They won the division, but he wasn't Rodgers of 5-10 years ago. We all know this. He's still pretty good, but they just could not get going. And I thought about Tomlin because I really like Mike Tomlin, and I know that we talk about the lack of playoff success and everything. He's gotten there, but he hasn't won since the 2016 postseason. It's still very hard to get there. He's got that team playing well, playing meaningful games in December every year. It's tough. But I get it that the marriage had to end, and it was too bad to see it end. But, you know, look, you know how it is. You want your team to win. So, you guys will deal with your problems because I've had plenty of problems with the Houston Texans over the years, issues that we've had to solve, and now we got something good going, and hopefully it can continue into next week and beyond.
Well, Mark, and you can hear it in your voice, and it didn't matter what the Texans' record was. I mean, you listen to your broadcast, and it's always a good one. But I would imagine every time this year, and certainly in the playoffs and coming up on Sunday, when you step into that booth, you just got to be excited to be at work and calling this football game.
Lanny Fratteri, who used to call the Pirates games, I interviewed him once when I was starting out, and I asked him, I said, when the Pirates were bad, how hard was it? He said, listen, I'm a Major League Baseball announcer. I am blessed to be able to do this. That's how I feel. I'm an NFL announcer for a team that I love, in a community I love. Nothing could be better. So, yeah, I want us to win very badly, but I'm willing to take the ride no matter what happens because it's a joy. Game day is like Christmas Day. I don't, even when we were 3 and whatever, I didn't care because it's game day. I'm so glad to be there, be a part of this thing. And again, you want to see where it goes. In moments like this, these are precious moments that you have to cherish as they occur, and maybe you can get a real historic one on Sunday. That would be so special.
It would, and then, of course, off to the AFC Championship game. I've been saying all year, Super Bowl caliber defense. Can the offense do enough? Got one more to test that theory, and then hopefully one more after that, and then maybe we'll see you out in San Francisco. Before I let you go, Mark, because you mentioned the young part of your career. And I've known you since you got the job in Houston. The long list of Texans broadcasters, it's Marc Vandermeer. If you didn't know this, before he got this job, he was the voice of the Miami Hurricanes. So I've got to ask you, Mark, Monday night, who you taking?
Well, Indiana's so good, though. That's the problem with that one. They're so good. They look dominant, but it could be a really special night at the Orange Bowl because – I think about history with this one, too. I said in the Orange Bowl. It's not the Orange Bowl, but it's in Miami.
Yep.
But I was going to say the Canes, when they won their first natty, it was against Nebraska at the Orange Bowl, and they were heavy underdogs, and Nebraska was this team for the ages, and they were able to knock them off. Nebraska went for 2 late. These days, they would have gone to overtime. You all know the story, historians and other fans alike. But to me, it could happen. They could get it, and I'm amazed. But it's the NIL era. Anybody can win it if you get the right guys and get the right mix and get hot at the right time, and that's what it is. So thank goodness they got in, and they got better. They didn't do the El Foldo once they got that second loss, and I was afraid of that. They actually got better, and that's clearly what you need, and they're on a tremendous run right now, so I won't pick against them.
I tell you what, that defense, talking about defenses, that Miami defense is pretty good as well.
Yeah, they're freaking awesome. I mean, they're playmakers everywhere. And how about doing a college game where you got number 4 on offense, number 4 on defense, and it's just, all right, let's just party. But to me, both sides of the ball, they play the kind of recipe of football that wins championships. So they can do it. It only takes a turnover or 2 or a special pick or a big return or something like that to kind of turn the game around. Now, maybe Indiana steamrolls them, I don't know. But special night to play that game in South Florida, that's magical stuff for the Miami Hurricanes.
It's going to be a fun football weekend and certainly fun for one Marc Vandermeer. My friend, enjoy the ride.
All right, thanks for having me on, boys.
Appreciate it. Marc Vandermeer, the voice of the Houston Texans, here on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
When you listen to Marc Vandermeer, I meant what I said, and you know this. It didn't matter whether the Texans have a losing record, winning record, doesn't matter. You listen to Marc, and the broadcast is the same. But when you cover a team the way he's done and done it since the inception of the Texans, I mean, you're bought in. You're a homer. There's no denying it, and you want this team to be successful. And I think it's fun to listen to a guy like that. Same with Brad Sham. Yep. I mean, you want the team to do well, and I'm happy for a guy like Marc Vandermeer that they've got a real opportunity. If they beat New England, play that game at home, they opportunity to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, home or on the road. And it's that defense is that special. And kind of like Brad, although maybe not as extreme sometimes as Brad, Marc calls it how he sees it.
Yeah.
And the frustration when things aren't going well is there. And he'll point out the obvious, but then he'll find the bright spot. Like CJ didn't have a good game. Most fans, analysts, you focus on the fumbles, not the yards and the big throws that he did make in the game. And I do think Marc Vandermeer is 100% right. CJ bounced back in the game.
He did. He did.
Late. But some of it felt like after the defense started scoring and helping out and the pressure was taken off of him. Once that defense helped get the lead by scoring twice. When your defense scores as many touchdowns as your offense, but CJ bounced back late after the pressure was off. Like, all right, you can relax now. You've got this. My defense won't let this down. Go play. Can that carry over? And to me, it's going to be how do they start? Kind of comparing it to what he said with the Indiana-Miami game. If Carson Beck throws a pick six on the first play of the game like Dante Moore did, that might be a long night for Miami. If he drives down and they score a touchdown, maybe it's a completely different game because the confidence swings one way or the other.
As good as that Texans defense is, the offense is going to have to play better. I mean, they're going to have to, and I mean from the get-go, not just coming back or late. That 7-6 ball game against a Pittsburgh team last week that just was not in the same league as they are.
And when it became 10-6, as Mark said, insurmountable 4-point lead.
Well, I thought it was insurmountable at 7-6, quite frankly, because Pittsburgh wasn't doing anything.
Well, see, my concern at 7-6 is if there is a fumble and they're in field goal range, because I felt like that was the only way Pittsburgh could win that game is if CJ made a mistake deep in his own end.
I was really hoping it would finish 7-6. 7-6 would have been a great final score for me.
Yeah, here we go.
Fantastic.
Here we go.
No, it's going to be a fun game, but the offense is going to have to play better. I don't think anybody's arguing with that. The defense, can they play as well as they did? I think they can, but CJ can't give New England short fields like he did with Pittsburgh, and if he does that, they're going to lose that football game. If he doesn't, then they got a great chance to win it, and no doubt about it. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and if the Texans move on to the AFC Championship game, my goodness, we're going to have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely, we'll have some fun.
No doubt about it. All right, we got to take a break, but when we come back, would you take your dead wife on an airplane with you? And I'm not sure
it's a loaded question.
Well, I guess it depends on
through baggage claim.
How'd they get her home, officer? What am I going to do? We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, you need your logo on any kind of gear. Get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. Sam has his entire winter line on display in that massive showroom right now. You know it's January. It's going to get cold. Might get cold this weekend. Rodeo's around the corner. You know it's going to get cold during rodeo season, and you need your logo on a jacket. You need it on a half zip. You want to take care of your employees so they look uniform. Maybe you've got a vendor booth out at the rodeo or somewhere where you're going to be outside and you need warmer gear. Sam has everything you need. Jackets, half zips, hoodies, beanies. You can put your logo on anything. You need uniforms. He has over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Construction, you need vests with your logo on it. Sam will do that for you. You work at a restaurant, you need uniforms done. Go see Sam. Schools, leagues, you name it. Go see Sammy's Embroidery and Printing. He's got all the big name brands. North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Under Armour, Port Authority, to name a few. Even now carries a full line of Tommy Bahama. That dude has more hats than a hat store. Over 25,000 caps on display in his showroom and more than 75 color combinations waiting for your logo. And all the popular cap brands, Katie Caps, Nike, Cap America, the Richardson 112 style trucker caps in stock. Nobody has better prices. No order too big, no order too small. Call 210-824-3900 or go by that big old showroom down on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, across from the McDonald's. Check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Writing.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only night harvested tequila. This is tequila at its natural, unfiltered best, made with 100% blue agave and totally additive free. Smooth, vibrant, and full of character. It's tequila the way it was meant to be. So whether you're chasing championships or celebrating the moment, raise your glass to bold beginnings and taste the Blue Star difference.
Find Blue Star Tequila near you at Specs, Costco, and Alamo City Liquor.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
He's coming. Here he goes. Surprise! Your table saw broke. Also, the warranty expired weeks ago, so you need to pay for a new one out of pocket.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Oh, and the replacement part you ordered doesn't fit, so it's completely useless. What a waste.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of
I
children.
remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left? I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped. Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Big weekend, the Divisional Round weekend in the NFL playoffs, and your home is right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It all starts tomorrow. Bills taking on the Broncos in Denver. It starts at 2:30. That's followed by the 49ers in Seattle starting at 7. Then on Sunday, we've got the Texans in New England against the Patriots. That begins at 1 o'clock. Nico Collins out for that game. He has been ruled out. That game's followed by the Rams at the Bears.
Joe Reinagle.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome in on a Friday. Yep, that's it. We made it to Friday. The weekend is in sight. Thank you for spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix. And Marc Vandermeer, the voice of the Texans, on with us last segment. And great talking to that guy.
Always fun talking to Mark. And I've known him for a long time. And a lot of times you root for your friends in this business.
Sure.
I am so rooting for Marc Vandermeer. Other people that I know within that organization, some of the players that we know. Remember last year, Super Bowl Radio Row, Will Anderson was so much fun. That became my favorite Texans player. I'd love to have him on Radio Row in San Francisco, but I hope that we're not able to because they're actually playing in the game.
Exactly right.
And I know, and it's well earned. I get it, right? I'm a Cowboy fan. Make no secret about that. Texans for a long time, publicly, side chick. Then they went through bad years and Bill O'Brien that ran us off. Remember, we used to do all kinds of stuff with those guys, and but you root for your friends. But I always root for Texas teams if my team isn't in. I'm a Longhorn fan. I root for the Aggies or Texas Tech, who is rooting for. There's nothing wrong, and it doesn't mean you're jumping on the bandwagon or any of that if you're rooting for Houston at this point. And others are going to root for where am I going to decide to place my bets because you're rooting for your wallet.
Well, exactly, and that makes a big difference. But Mark G210 on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, Nico has officially been ruled out. I guess he had not heard that yet. But if you hadn't heard that, unfortunately, the injury report came out just a few minutes ago, and Nico Collins will not play on Sunday in New England. Big loss, obviously, for Houston when you've got one of the best wide receivers in football not going to suit up and play in this game. My question is, can Christian Kirk have a similar performance against New England as he did against Pittsburgh? Because I'll be honest with you, before Pittsburgh, I forgot he was a member of the Houston Texans.
You're not the only one, but I think the answer is no, right? I mean, Christian Kirk had one hell of a game, but to think he can do that again, it'd be shocking. One, because Vrabel is going to see that and go, all right, see that guy? He can't do that.
Yeah. Well, they may have Gonzalez on him. Best corner in the league.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Although, did he practice today?
He practiced yesterday.
Well, I'm looking today, Friday, full participant because he's been in the protocol. And again, Justin Watson also out, Nico Collins out, everybody else good. But those rookie wide receivers, especially that one, they'll have some. Schultz probably has a good game. What was that?
Sorry, I couldn't contain myself.
He could have a good game.
Yeah, well, he could. Yeah,
but
I could win the lottery tomorrow night.
A good game is all that they need offensively.
That's it.
They don't need a great game.
That's exactly
because
right.
They're going to have a great defensive performance. Mark talking, and if you miss Mark, check the audio vault at sasportstar.com, brought to you by AA Bus Bail Bonds. You look at he's talking about, them blowing that 24-point lead to Kansas City. I don't know that New England scores 24 points. I mean, a couple because of weather. A couple of these games could be low-scoring games. I mean, when you're looking at overs and unders, Seattle, San Francisco, the way the defenses play, you think about what they did a couple weeks ago, that smells like a low-scoring game. Patriots, Texans smells like a low-scoring game. It's going to be interesting. Denver, that one could actually be high-scoring, but depends on what the weather is. Except for first half, it'd be low-scoring because Denver generally scores all their points late, whether they need them or not.
40.5 is the total in the Texans-Patriots game. 40.5.
All right, so
sounds like an under bet when you're looking at that thing with as good as the Texans' defense is. And again, the Patriots, not on the same level as the Texans, no doubt, but their defense is not bad.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Still a 3-point favorite, New England, at least according to my app. So we'll see what happens. That line has not moved at all for several days. So it's interesting to see if it moves beginning tonight and then obviously going into Sunday.
Well, and I think the other too is the forecast as we get closer to game day, because weather should be a factor in at least 3 of the 4 games. But we'll see.
Well, certainly that Rams-Bears game. My gosh,
dude, 2-0.
Well, it's one of those. Can you call in sick if you're a player? Not feeling too good, Coach.
Can't call in sick, but I can call in cold.
Exactly.
They'll
be doing that.
The headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's headline blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
It's 3:08. We would like to welcome in all the new listeners from Bolt Elementary School. Ryan Eagle this morning Talked to 4 different classes over there, 4th grade classes.
Yes,
over there,
4th graders.
And he gave them all a homework assignment to tune into the show. Well, they get out of class about now, right in time for the headline Blitz. So, kids, moms driving your kids that have never heard of us, we apologize for this segment.
No, we don't apologize for anything.
Well,
my goodness.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean, but it is what it is, and the kids will get a kick out of it.
Oh, the kids are going to love this. I mean, let's start with a massage parlor employee.
You want to go right in? Is that what you say?
Let's
go right in. For the poo.
Well, for the what?
The poo.
Go figure a massage parlor while getting raided. The lady working there, she tried to avoid getting arrested, and I'm not even sure how you do this on command or demand. She tried to defecate towards officers.
What is defecate? She tried to poo on them.
Yes.
Defecate.
Wow.
What are you, a scientist?
Oh, there's 4th graders listening.
They understand poo.
Yeah, but how do you aim it that way?
Well,
I mean, how does this work?
So, what is she thinking, first and foremost? I mean, what are you going to do unless it's explosive diarrhea? I mean, that could be a weapon.
Well,
you want to get the hell out of the way.
That could be a weapon, but I mean, again, on command. I mean, because if she's just kind of aiming it towards the cops that are coming towards her, and it's not explosive diarrhea, other than just grossing people out, that's not going to get the cops to stop.
Well,
right? And do you have one in the chamber ready to go, if you will, while you're working in the massage parlor?
Well,
just in case.
Either that, or doesn't it might take a little while to get out. I mean, you're just staying there. I mean, you're trying to put up
they're not playing. She's not playing solitaire while they're trying to avoid arrest.
You're trying to put up a roadblock. I don't understand what she was thinking, but I guess you panic in those situations. And according to that story, though, all that did was provide a nice, smelly, dirty ride to the police station.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
This happened, by the way, in Florida.
Imagine that.
Yes. Yeah, Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Wow.
No surprise. Cops have been to this establishment before when it was under the names of Blue Bay Massage, New Magnolia Spa, and Classy Spa.
Classy. Yeah, she sure was. Now, is this true? Her name is Fang Wang?
Yes.
Fang Wang.
That's
Candy Lee.
No, not Candy Lee. That's what it says here in this police report.
Fang Wang.
Yep.
All right.
Well, see, and I don't know if this is accurate, but, I'm not even going to say that.
Yeah, you are.
Spicy and naked.
You got to.
Well, because there was somebody else mentioned in this story with the name of Soon Bang.
Stop it.
I can't make this up.
That reminds me of that fake newscast when they had that plane crash. The weed too low. Something wrong.
Somebody sent in and said, "Here's the list of the names," and it made the news. Like, no.
Oh my gosh.
Gadget juice.
No. Squirt.
Oh my goodness.
I just want you to know, when you're watching these television shows, it's very dangerous work for a lot of the actors and actresses.
Apparently, there's a show called Ponies.
I've never seen
on
Ponies.
Netflix. I haven't either.
I've never heard of Ponies, but I'm now kind of interested in Ponies. Emilia Clarke, who's probably best known for Game of Thrones, she was filming a sex scene.
Yes.
With 3 men.
Apparently, she's very loose in this show.
In this show.
I don't know about personally, but
the quote that she told some interview, quote, 3 men in a number of hours, just keep bringing it. And I'm you're going to bring them in. We're going to pretend to have sex. I broke a rib that day.
Somebody wasn't pretending. It's like, I got my chance, baby. Let's go. Oh, my goodness. She broke a rib.
Unplug it, maybe.
While pretending.
Pretending, yes.
Yes.
Pretending.
Was
yeah.
Carlos Correa pretending to?
Who?
You don't remember Carlos Correa breaking a rib during a massage? One postseason?
Wow. No.
Yeah, way to bring a room down, Pledge.
I don't know.
He's thinking about, he's looking at this picture of her and thinking about three guys, and you bring up Carlos Correa.
Well, yeah, at least she got the scene right, I guess. We'll find now. I want to watch ponies and find that scene.
I can bring it right back up. Remember, Carlos Correa is married to Miss Universe, so just think about that.
Which one?
That means
I guess it doesn't matter.
Doesn't. We met Miss America. She's not yet Miss Universe.
Ah, yeah.
Yet, being the key word.
Yet.
Uh-huh. Yet. Thanks, Pledge. Just drove that whole segment into a wall. I don't even know where to go from here. Oh, yeah. Trying to board an airplane with your dead wife. Yeah. It's a weird story out of Spain. Now, it's an older guy. He's 80. And he's trying to board an airplane. His wife is in a wheelchair. And, somewhere along the way, they realized she doesn't look right. And she's not moving. And then the airport security said, well, she was unresponsive and her body temperature was really low. So they determined she's dead. And he was trying to board the airplane with his wife in a wheelchair.
Does it say why?
Why she died?
No, why he was trying to get her on the plane.
It doesn't. Spanish news outlets reported that the husband initially stated his wife had passed away several hours earlier within the airport. And he's just trying to get to the resort they were trying to go to.
He didn't want to screw up his vacation.
Instead, he got arrested. He went to a different resort. It's also all-inclusive, by the way.
Honey, we're just going to put you on ice. I'm not wasting this. I spent a lot of money on this resort.
I mean,
we're going.
They were trying to go to a place in the Canary Islands, and they didn't say what caused the woman to die, but he's 80, so but yeah, he got arrested.
Well, I'll give him an A for effort. Trying to get to the resort anyway. Wow. Now, several hours later, I'm just wondering, when does that start to,
well, I don't
smell?
know. I don't know if it's that quickly.
I don't know.
I mean, all right, let's visualize. Joe and Maggie, they're at the airport bar waiting for a flight.
Uh-huh.
They're going down to Mexico. Joe's ready to go. And all of a sudden you realize, oh, crap, she died. And then he's trying to weekend at Bernie's her through let's get on the plane. And, but even then, the wheelchair gets to a certain point, but you got to get up and take a couple of steps to get to your seat.
I mean, at some point in time, yeah, it's kind of stupid because
I mean, you can't check her at the gate at that point.
Well, no.
I mean, he was trying to wheel her in. I mean, and I know this is sad, somebody died, but I'd love to see the security video of what the hell was going on.
Well, I mean, was he just she had a few drinks, couldn't handle her alcohol.
Well,
just passed out.
I mean, the security guy said they took the woman's hand, noticed that she had abnormally low temperature, wasn't moving, not breathing. Yeah, we got to call security.
That's a problem. When you're not moving, not breathing, and you're cold.
Yeah, but he's trying to wheel her onto the plane. And then the other part is, I'm imagining, because this would be Reinagel, waiting to board. Come on, get out of the way, man. Don't delay this flight. We're going to the Canary Islands.
Oh, my gosh.
You'd be pissed.
No.
You would be pissed.
Well, it'd be unfortunate.
Well, no, man. Can we just move her out of the way, wheel her over there so we can still board the plane, man?
It would be unfortunate, but then what do you do when you get to the resort? Are you just an old 80-year-old man hanging out by the pool?
Well, this guy?
And then you keep asking for ice from the room service.
I mean, he could have gone to, one of the shops and bought a bag and say, hey, can I check this here at the gate?
Jeez. We're going to hell.
yeah, you are.
No, we. I said we.
What do you mean we?
Yeah, we.
We. So,
we.
For the fourth graders at Bolt Elementary.
Love y'all. Thanks for listening.
Just leave her at the bar and go get on the plane. I forgot my wife. I'm 80. Sorry. I thought she was right behind me.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, exactly right.
She's bored and she just stopped at the bathroom on the way here. I'm going to save a seat.
Dirty old dude.
What do you mean?
Dirty old guy.
If I read this article and it said Joe Reinagle, I'd say, yeah, it makes sense.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh, you kidding me?
You're not screwing up your vacation.
Well, dude.
You're not. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not.
Mm-hmm. If my wife died, I'm not screwing up my vacation? Are you serious?
It's just going to be a different trip.
Yeah, no.
Are you single? Kind of.
No.
I'm 80. I don't have a lot of time here, man.
Right. Let's get to it. Those blue pills are running out.
Wow.
Oh, terrible. You are going to hell,
Yeah,
Minix.
it's definitely hard.
I love you, Maggie. Never do that to you, darling.
You say that now.
Never.
She'll never know.
Now, you would. I can see you. It's like, the hell with you, Joanna. You're done.
I mean, do you know my wife? I mean, I'll let this
No,
cause
she'd
you to
want
mess
you
up
to,
your
huh?
weekend.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
She's at work.
Yeah.
I worry for him.
I'm calling her.
Who's going to do his laundry?
Exactly.
The people at the resort, they have laundry services. One-way flight, I ain't coming back. You got nothing to come home to.
Just stay there and be a bartender.
Absolutely.
Or die.
A bartender.
Die a happy man.
Yeah, bar
One of the
patron.
two.
I ain't going to work at a resort.
We got to take a break.
Yeah, we do.
When we come back, let's talk a little NFL football. We got some big games coming up, and although I don't know how much time we're going to have, because I want to hear from Stephen Jones, by the way. Dallas Cowboys are still relevant. And Stephen says some things. Well, we're going to hear from him about 3:35 or so. You got to read into them to kind of guess. It's like putting a puzzle together. We'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho! And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company, Pure Talk.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Joel, I've invented the perfect exercise machine. It's practical, efficient, and fits in any home. I give you the Row and Go. Ta-da! It's a rowing machine that connects to your toilet, so you can row and...
Stop. Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC will help homes stay in tip-top shape. Call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 210-651-5899.
License number M16004, TACLA 141074E.
Howdy, San Antonio. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're locked on the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports.
Very excited about this weekend. Not as excited as I was last weekend, but it should be a lot of fun anyway. We've got the divisional round of the playoffs. All begins tomorrow. Bills taking on the Broncos in Denver at 2:30, followed by the 49ers in Seattle to take on the Seahawks at 7. Then, of course, the Texans in New England on Sunday at 1. Rams, Bears beginning at 5:15. All of them right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
We'll do our picks coming up a little bit later, but just in looking at all these games, and while it might not be as exciting because there's 4 games instead of 6, I love all these matchups. We had 4 really good games last weekend and 2 dogs. I don't know that there will be a dog this weekend unless weather plays a big factor, or injuries. Like Seattle, I think last time I looked, has the biggest line. They're the biggest favorite this weekend.
7-point favorite, yeah.
And if knowing how good Seattle's defense is, I mean, everything we see and talk about with the Houston Texans, you can almost say about Seattle's defense. I don't think they're as good as Houston's, but they're damn good. And with all the injuries that San Francisco has dealt with, and they're going to be without George Kittle in this one, and Seattle's run defense is really good, although I think CMC could do a lot of damage in the passing game, maybe not as much in the running game in this one. But last time they played just a couple weeks ago, the Seahawks shut them down.
13-3. Well, San Francisco shut down Seattle.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a defensive battle for sure. So I don't know how to take that game just yet. I think 7 points is too much. I really do. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any stretch of the imagination. So Seattle may win the game. I don't think they're going to cover that game, though. I really don't.
Well, I mean, playing at home in Seattle, and it feels like it's been forever since the Seahawks have hosted a playoff game. And you go back and you think about the Beastquake and, all that. And look, I mean, I think it's no secret here for any longtime listener of the show. My wife is from Seattle, so talking to the in-laws, it's a lot of Seahawk talk. And what you're thinking about what Houston is like, Seattle is that way right now.
Oh, I'm sure.
The fact that they are hosting that game, and then they could host an NFC Championship game, and then you factor in the Pope. Because every time there's a new pope, Seattle goes to the Super Bowl. I mean, it's in the rules.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
wow.
It's
I didn't know that.
It's one of those things.
All right.
I mean, I look at this game for Sam Darnold, for what he's done the last couple of years. He's got to go win a playoff game. He's got to go win a playoff game. And the 49ers have already said Fred Warner won't be back for this one.
Nope.
Seattle's going to focus on the run game. They're going to have to. And you look at JSN, I think that dude has a big game on against the 49ers.
Arguably, top 5, top 3 wide receivers in the NFL?
Yeah.
I mean, that guy is just good. And he's always open. He always gets open. He's just I would trust that dude throwing any kind of pass. The concern for Seattle is Darnold.
Yep.
Now, it comes out yesterday that he's got an oblique strain.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. It seems to me that might affect his throwing motion. Now, I don't know how he's going to be or how hurt he really is, or maybe it's just Seattle throwing it out there to fool everybody. But if he's out, they really have nobody behind him. And so he's got to play well. And again, I think he's a lot like C.J. Stroud in a lot of ways. He just can't make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, take care of the football, then you're going to have a real opportunity to win the football game. You make mistakes, then you're going to be in trouble.
Bills Broncos. And you talk about a beat-up Josh Allen, and who's he throwing to, right? And this is one of those, especially as you look around, quarterback rushing yards might be a big play here between Bo Nix and Josh Allen. And I think the forecast is going to be a big factor in this one as well, although it's the Chicago game and the Houston game where weather really might be the big storyline.
Yeah, I don't know about Denver. You may worry about more of the altitude for the Bills than you would perhaps the weather when it goes. Look, the Bills playing weather like worse than anybody. But look, former Cowboy Brandon Cooks had a hell of a game last week. He has stepped up. They got Keon Coleman's been on a milk carton except for last week, and he just happened to be wide open. That's why he didn't drop it. Dalton Kincaid is back.
Yeah.
And then they've got Shakir. So they've got some guys, and if they can establish a running game with James Cook, and then you always got to worry about Josh Allen. I like the Bills better in this game than I liked them against Jacksonville last week. I don't think Denver's for real. And I can't stand Sean Payton, and I hope he gets his ass kicked. How about that?
Those are good enough reasons for me.
Good.
Those are great reasons.
Thank you.
That is solid NFL analysis, and it is spot on. There are people that you root for and people that you root against. And I like Buffalo in this one, I picked Buffalo to lose last week, but Buffalo was my Super Bowl pick. And now, granted, I might change that next week if they're playing Houston, because again, we've seen that in that Houston defense, and that game would be at home. That would be insane.
Yeah, obviously, Buffalo has to win for that to happen. But yeah, you're right. But again, I don't think Buffalo's going to lose that game, and I think if Houston beats New England, I think they've got a real shot at getting to the Super Bowl because they play really well against Josh Allen.
Yep.
Although we heard Marc Vandermeer talking about it earlier, that even though they did bottle up Josh Allen the last time, the Bills still had an opportunity to win that football game. So, I don't know. Buffalo's good. I still like their chances to get to the Super Bowl, but it's going to be a lot of fun. They got to get by Denver, and I think they will. I really do.
I think it's just going to be such a fun weekend.
It will be a fun weekend. There's no question about that. Dallas Cowboys still searching for a defensive coordinator, and they're casting a wide net. And if you don't believe me, just ask Stephen Jones, because he says that about 500 times in the latest interview that he did with 105.3 The Fan there in Dallas. They're casting a wide net. We'll hear from Stephen Jones when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And you think about the games we were just talking about this weekend, you want to add more excitement, make sure you're playing along on Underdog, your best place to get in on all the action, make your picks, and win money right now in Texas. I think about that Buffalo-Denver game and the rushing yards that are available. Bo Nix, higher than 22.5 rushing yards. Would you go higher? Would you go lower? I'm thinking higher. Josh Allen's rushing yards, or they've got Josh Allen higher than half of a rushing touchdown. So one rushing touchdown for Josh Allen. I like that one as well. You start looking at Brandon Cooks, 28.5 receiving yards. Definitely. Who else is Josh going to throw to? I like the higher there, and that's what you do on Underdog. You look at projected stats, and you choose higher or lower. Get all your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So what are you waiting for? Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, who's playing for a trip to the Super Bowl?
We're not done yet. We got a national championship game. The boys are going to be out. We're going to be here. So much to talk about. Oh, yeah, the Spurs are busy, too. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Having a tough time paying your bills? Learn how to reduce your credit card debt to a fraction of what you owe. Call the Debt Helpline now for free advice. 800-329-9912. 800-329-9912.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Make plans to come out and see us at the Roo Pub on Monday, National Championship Game Day. That's right, we're going to be out there. No better place to watch the National Championship game or anything else for that matter, sports-wise or otherwise. They've got 3 massive TVs over the bar there and TVs all over the place. Make plans to join Jason and I. We're going to broadcast live from the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road for the National Championship game on Monday. A lot of you have the day off, plus the Spurs will tip at 4 o'clock. And I know the Roo Pub will have that on the big screen.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a fun day. And I don't think the Cowboys will have a defensive coordinator by Monday, but maybe getting closer. Stephen Jones did an interview with DallasCowboys.com, and he shed a lot of light. Very insightful interview, if you will, with Stephen, and including where they are currently in the D.C. search.
Yeah, I think we're in the initial, the initial run, and, we're going to cast a wide net. I mean, whether it's half a dozen, 10, 12 coaches when it's all said and done. I don't know what that number will be, but then we'll narrow it down. We're already starting to narrow it down, and we'll start to bring guys in for in-person interviews. Some of the guys that we felt were the guys that would fit. Not that they're all not qualified. They're all qualified, but the guys who fit what we want to be as a defense, the identity we want to have, that fit with the personnel that we have on the defensive side of the ball, because we think we got a lot of good pieces in place. We know we have to improve not only from a coaching staff standpoint, but we also need to improve from a personnel standpoint. And so all that goes into the mix and the equation, and I think we're making good progress.
You know, it's interesting what he says there, Jason, is the fact that they want to get a defensive coordinator who can work with what they have there already, but then he turns around and says, we need some additional personnel also. So I guess you realize the fact, look, there is a pretty good foundation there, especially on that defensive line, but there is a lot of work to do on that defense otherwise.
Well, they know they need to get better defensive players and more defensive players. The way I took that is we're not bringing somebody in here that doesn't want to run with our foundational pieces. You know, if you think about their defensive line and, you know, you go 4-3, 3-4, 5-2, what he doesn't want and what it sounds like they aren't looking for is somebody that comes in and says, all right, we need to get rid of these guys because we need these, and I need these kind of players to come in and run my system. No, here's our foundational pieces. Can you work with what we have in your system? Which makes me wonder the 2+2 part of, we've heard that Gannon and Leonard or whatever, how you say his name, from Denver, you know, are the two leading candidates. And both seemingly the right guys. The biggest negative from fans, if you go by what you read on Twitter, is they've got connections to Eberflus and Zimmer, and people want to run from that. But if philosophical is in the continuity part, if their defensive philosophies are similar to those guys, in other words, these are the personnel that we want, which is what the Cowboys have kind of done going from Dan Quinn to Zimmer to Eberflus, you go with somebody that still has that basic philosophy but newer, fresher ideas. But they don't want to get away from the foundational pieces that they have acquired, especially when you look at what they gave up to, say, get Quinnen Williams.
Well, I don't think that would ever happen. I don't care who they bring in or what the new defensive coordinator says. I mean, those guys are good pieces. It's a good foundation. I don't think any defensive coordinator coming in will want to get rid of those guys.
Well, no, but if, you know, like Eberflus didn't want to seemingly budge on what he wanted to run, when you've got, I don't know, a Diggs guy that always said, dude, I like running this, not that, and this is all we're doing now. That's not playing to my strengths. Get somebody in that will play to your player's strengths.
Well, to some extent. I mean, players have to adjust as well. I just don't think that, playing zone the entire time is good for anybody. You got to mix it up a little bit,
well,
I would think, and I think that was part of the problem there. And we all know Trayvon Diggs is about washed as he can get. Guys, looks horrible. So Cowboys.
He helped the Cowboys do a solid by getting that 20th pick.
Is that what it was?
Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Stephen did elaborate on, and again, this also sounds like a knock on what they have had and what they are looking for in the new defensive coordinator.
Yeah, you just mentioned the traits, and then when you have the interview, you look for those traits. Are they a great teacher? Can they communicate and verbalize things, complicated things, in a way that make it easy for the players, so he doesn't have to be out there thinking. He's playing, using his skill set and playing 100%, playing fast, playing reckless in terms of, being able to make plays and not having to think about, what his assignments are, because he does have a great feel for what he's supposed to do. All of those things are the traits that we're looking for, and certainly we're seeing that in a lot of the guys that we're interviewing. And certainly looking, for how they're going to utilize, some of the pieces we already have in place here. We also want to know their vision for, how they develop young guys, because we got 2 first-round picks, and, a lot of people, and probably rightfully so, think they may end up being defensive players. But at the same time, we were going to draft a defensive player when we drafted C.D. Lamb.
Well, that's true, but your defense sucks, Stephen.
Yeah.
So,
but if a C.D. Lamb is sitting there, how do you pass that up?
Well, I get it, but you pass it up because, or you continue to lose.
Well,
I mean, it's just that simple. You've got to address that defense, and if he goes for the shiny object as an offensive guy, then that's just stupid.
It is, and I again, plenty of time to debate that. Although I do think the decision on George Pickens might decide. Well, we got 2 first-round picks. Shotty, you get one. New DC, you get one. Good luck, boys. I could totally see that. But I do think that, Steven, just leaving open, not getting pigeonholed into you said defense when he said, yeah, rightfully so. That's probably what we need to do. But just in case.
That would be very cowboy-like to do that.
They want to leave that door open.
That'd be very cowboy-like.
While I don't expect to be talking about the new DC Monday while we're at the Roo Pub, I do think the Cowboys need to move quickly because as soon as the Harbaugh deal becomes official, which it still hasn't.
Still not. Wow.
You're going to see other dominoes fall, although Stephen did say there is no timetable to get this deal done.
No, we hadn't necessarily set a deadline, if you will. I think it's more getting it right. And, once we feel comfortable that we have the right guy, then we'll pull the trigger and we'll move from there. Obviously, there's a lot of, as many as I think I've ever seen in terms of a coaching carousel, if you will. I think there's 9 vacancies right now, although one of them I think got filled by one of our top coaches in the league, and Coach Harbaugh there out of Baltimore, but going to the Giants. So certainly I have a lot of respect for him, and Giants are a great organization.
And it's damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. How did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Goodness gracious. I think they'll get this done fairly soon. I mean, and I don't know what the Harbaugh situation is, Jason. We've heard it all has to do with language.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to do with money, but it's language within the contract, which could be about a million things.
Mm-hmm.
Assistance, perhaps. How much control is Harbaugh going to have with player personnel?
Buyout money.
A lot of things. To consider there. But the fact that this hasn't been finalized yet, after the announcement was basically made yesterday, is a little strange.
It is. But, I don't know. Maybe somebody's lawyers, need to finish their round of golf at the country club before they can go get paperwork done. I don't know. It does seem a little odd in that time frame. But, you heard him mention, and we've all talked about it, so many head coaches available. That means so many on-coaching staffs are going to be available. DallasCowboys.com during that interview asked him, is that good or bad for your defensive coordinator search?
Yeah, I mean, you could say one or the other, but I do think it gives more opportunities. The fact that, some of the staffs are opening, when the head coach goes, usually a lot of the staff go with it. And some of these teams are coming off, historically really good football teams, in particular the one I just mentioned, the Ravens and the Steelers. Those are obviously teams that have been playoff contenders year in and year out for pretty much the whole tenure of Coach Tomlin and Coach Harbaugh's coaching tenure. So, I think there are opportunities out there, and we'll continue, as I said, cast a wide net, learn a lot, and hopefully come up with the guy that we want that complements Coach Schottenheimer and his offense and the culture we want to have here with the Dallas Cowboys.
Wait a minute. The Cowboys are going to cast a wide net? I'd never heard that before.
It's the weekly catchphrase. I almost wonder if they made T-shirts with that because, that's what they do.
As we're talking about it, our good friend Clarence Hill from, All City Dallas there, says that the next phase 3 candidates are reportedly coming in to the Star for in-person interviews, and one of those guys is, let's see here, Durante Jones, Vikings defensive pass game coordinator, Jim Leonard, or Leonhard, however you say his name, Broncos assistant head coach. Now, I'm wondering, can he come in if the Broncos win? What are the rules for an in-person interview?
I don't think so, but maybe they get that one day, the private jet. Or maybe the I wonder if they will fly up to Denver.
Interesting, and it's going to be interesting. But if you're bringing guys for in-person, a lot of these guys have been interviewed over Zoom, then you must have interest in them to bring them in, fly them in, and sit down with them face-to-face.
No, and again, I don't know what he have to do, go down the hall, or they come up to his office there at DallasCowboys.com for this interview. While a lot of it was about the defensive coordinator, it wasn't all about the defensive coordinator because it's the offseason. They got the 12 and the 20 picks in the first round. We're all thinking defense. they were asked, where are you focusing in this draft process?
Well, it's probably too early. As you
It's
said,
not
we've all been
defense, dude.
focused on our staff, and we want to get our staff right. And then in the meantime, Will McClay and his staff are grinding on the upcoming draft. And so obviously they're doing the work. We're getting the preparation. But Jerry and I focus has been on, helping Coach Schottenheimer work with him and his staff to get, to get this defensive coordinator right.
Got to get that right. And I agree with him. Look, once they get that right, things start to focus on the draft. And it sounds like Will McClay's doing that anyway. So, I don't know. I like the way the Cowboys are operating.
It's interesting. And again, just listen to the words that came out of Stephen Jones's mouth. Am I the only one that's hearing stuff that I'm not used to hearing? Will's doing his part, which is normal. But we're helping Schottenheimer. It feels like this defensive coordinator search is being led by Brian Schottenheimer, not by Jerry Jones, not by Jerry and Steven. It's Brian Schottenheimer. I can almost visualize this. Schottenheimer going through all the different people that he wants to talk to, however they get to his desk, and then Schotty selling his bosses on, let's interview this one. Let's interview this one. Why? The way Steven said that, just the phrasing, the tone, everything kind of said that, yeah, man, this is Schottenheimer's hire. He's the one leading this defensive coordinator search, not Jerry Jones, which is, quite frankly, a good thing, which it feels so different than what they've done in the past. Remember it was, all right, we're bringing in Ron Rivera, and we're bringing in Marvin Lewis, and we're bringing in Mike Zimmer.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, you got the job.
And I think they did interview Rivera, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You remember we talked to him.
Yeah,
we were
sure
at Super
did.
Bowl.
Which is, look, it's refreshing. And if you're Schottenheimer, I would assume, and it sounds to me like Schottenheimer has a pretty good relationship with both Steven and Jerry.
Yep.
He said, look, I know some guys. I've worked with some guys. There's some really young, talented coaches out there. Let me bring these guys in. Then we'll talk about it, but let me lead on this thing. And I think Jerry and Steven are letting him do that. And I think it's the right thing to do. And they should get some credit for it. Now, should they have done this 10 years ago? Yes. But, I mean, better late than never.
Who says you can't teach old dogs new tricks?
Exactly.
Right?
So I just think it's a good thing that they're allowing the head coach to lead the way on this thing because, again, Schotty's played or coached at a lot of different places. And he knows a lot of people.
But it just feels like younger, good teachers, good communicators, flexible. That seems to be what they're looking for, not what they've had the last couple of years, that it's my way or the highway, and I know more football than – I have forgotten more football than you will ever know type guys, right?
Yes.
Now, granted, feels good now. I kind of want to see where they land when they make the hire. Is this a dog and pony show, or is this legit? But I do like the way the Cowboys are approaching this, and I hope they continue that when it comes to the draft. Again, they got those 2 picks in the first round. They don't have a second round. They don't have a third round. And I think it's pretty obvious. They need to go defense. They have to find a linebacker. DallasCowboys.com asked Steven, with those 2 first-round picks, what are you looking for?
Yeah, we feel really good about our process and the mechanics of how we go about drafting players. I think Will McClay and his scouting staff do a tremendous job. They're always looking for ways to get better. You're never perfect. And, we just feel very confident where we're picking at 12 and 20, that there's going to be good football players there. We just have to do the work. And like I said, we also got to get us a good defensive coordinator in place that we know the vision for the type of players that we're looking for that will complement the pieces that we have in place with our 3 big defensive tackles. Obviously, Easy had a great first year. You got Overshone, who's going to have the first full off season in quite some time. And, of course, you know what we think of him. Bland will be coming off an injury, but he'll be ready to go early. So we've got a lot of good pieces in place. We just have to get the right staff and go to work and and take advantage of an off season to improve that side of the ball.
You know, it's funny because Overshone, I think, at least it sounds like Steven talking that will solve a lot of the linebacker issues that they have if he gets back to where he was. I think edge rusher and cornerback, if I'm looking at 12 and 20, that's what I'm looking at if I'm the Dallas Cowboys. Edge rusher and somebody that can help in that defensive secondary.
You know, and I'm also curious to see what they might actually do in free agency. But we know, and again, it's the Cowboys. If a great offensive player is there potentially, right? And again, they got to get help on the defense. I mean, you know, playoffs are going on, and the Cowboys are already getting a jump start on next year.
Certainly, it's made for a busy off season because, you know, we have to improve this football team if we want to be in the tournament, as Coach Parcells used to say. But we've got a lot of work to do, and we've hit it head on. And, you know, getting to know a lot of defensive-minded guys around the league. It's been very productive, and certainly looking forward to making this defense better. And, you know, I think if we can get that done, you know, good things are going to happen to this team. Obviously, we've got you know, had an explosive offense this year that was able to do a lot of good things, but got to improve on the other side of the ball. I know Coach Sorensen's hard at figuring out how to improve on special teams as well. So, you know, we're off to a big start, and we've got a lot of enthusiasm about it and ready to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an interesting offseason, as it always is, but please, defense with those two picks. Don't get distracted,
Last
Jerry.
answer said we had an explosive offense.
Yes.
We got to fix the defense. That's the focus. If every one of their picks were defensive guys, I'd be surprised, but I think I'd be okay with it because I think they need that much help. Again, free agents, the ones that they're able to bring back, the ones that they're going to lose, how do they replace them? The Cowboys generally aren't big free agent shoppers, as we know. So, yeah, we'll see. And, you know, Pledge is trying to make jokes about if you lose Pickens, will the offense be explosive?
And Williams, by the way.
The way Flournoy played this year late, he might be that guy. He might be that wide receiver 2 guy that would be, I don't know, $35 million cheaper than Pickens.
No doubt.
And then you could sign your running back in Javonte and bring him back, or go find another running back that can do that.
I think they're going to sign Javonte Williams. My gut tells me that. However, just look around the league at what we're seeing right now. The Houston Texans, certainly not an explosive offense, but their defense is damn good, and that's why they're winning games. The Seattle Seahawks, certainly not an explosive offense, but their defense is damn good, and they're the number 1 seed. Fix the defense, worry about the offense later. That's what I would tell Jerry Jones. Get that defense in order, and then you start working on the offense, and you'll be just fine.
That easy.
As simple as that. I should be the GM of the Dallas Cowboys.
I was going to say, you sound like Rob Thompson.
Stop it.
I
Being
should
a
be
GM
the
is easy.
Yeah, well, it is.
But he just got to quit
That's
that.
Joe Shane.
Fix the defense. Joe Shane, I just saw a tweet a minute ago that maybe that's the problem. Maybe Harbaugh doesn't want him there.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. Maybe that's the issue. He wants to get rid of Joe Shane, and that's the holdup. Could be. We'll continue to follow the John Harbaugh mystery, if you will, when we continue here on the Blitz. A lot of coaching news going around as well. We'll talk some Spurs basketball on the other side. Also, this is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Let me tell you about the Golf Club of Texas. Look, I know it's going to be a little chilly this weekend, but it doesn't matter. When I look at my app, all I see is nothing but rays of sunshine. So even if it is a little chilly, the sun is going to be out. It's going to be a perfect weekend to get out and play some golf. Get out to the Golf Club of Texas. Get out there, play some golf, finish in time. You can watch the football games out there as well. You can do it all at the Golf Club of Texas. That's how they have it set up out there. They want to be your one-stop shop for all your entertainment, and you can do that out there. Look, this place looks like a country club. It really does. With all the improvements they've made to that golf course, it looks like a country club. It's not, though. It is open to the public 7 days a week, and they've got a great staff out there that is just ready to take care of you. And let me tell you about the 10 Cup Bar and Grill. This place is fantastic. The food is great. They can make you any kind of cocktail that you want. You're looking for something outrageous, they can take care of that for you. Selection of beer is unbelievable out of the Golf Club of Texas as well. So no matter what you want, they can get it done. So it's a perfect place. Play golf, go watch some football. And if you don't want to play golf, get out there and watch the football games out there. It is a perfect place to gather with your friends and to sit around those big tables they have out there and have some fun. Look, it is a great place. Get on out there and see what I'm talking about. The Golf Club of Texas, you know exactly where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. Whether you're headed out for dinner at the Tin Cup or around with your buddies, your next tournament, go check them out. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
You're riding with a Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Maybe this is you too. There is enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It's amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, this is why MediShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives, and MediShare is proven. And yeah, you could save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Here's the number. They're easy to talk to. 877-64-BIBLE. That's 877-64-BIBLE.
Your holiday decor is down, and suddenly your house looks very January. Kohl's can help you bring the spark back. No twinkle lights needed. Save on bedding that feels like a snow day. Decor that'll boost the mood, and sharp vacuums because, yes, you're still finding pine needles. Get an extra 15% off some of your faves store-wide. And beat those winter blahs at Kohl's. Select styles. Offer ends January 25th. Some exclusions apply. Coupons do not apply to Shark. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
It's Pork Rind Appreciation Day at PorkRinds.com. Hall of Famer Devin Hester and PorkRinds.com are lining up to be the heroes for the Gridiron Greats Assistance Fund. Pork rinds are the MVP of the snack aisle. Low-carb, gluten-free, and packed with protein. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Visit PorkRinds.com to enter for a chance to win a 2027 Big Game Travel Package and a year's supply of rinds. Support a great cause and find your favorite rinds at PorkRinds.com. Pork Rind Appreciation Day, the crunchiest day in football.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs bounced back in a big way. They snapped their two-game losing streak, beating the Bucks in the Frost Bank Center last night. They're back in action tomorrow night inside the Frost Bank Center. They'll take on the Timberwolves. Tip-off set for 7 o'clock. Divisional round weekend of the NFL. You can catch it all right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Tomorrow, the Bills take on the Broncos, followed by the 49ers in Seattle. Sunday, Texans in New England, Rams and Bears.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On a Friday afternoon in San Antonio, great Friday afternoon, we have made it to the weekend. We're here. It is upon us, and we appreciate you stopping by and, well, spending a part of your weekend with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. No, it's not officially the weekend, Jason Minix, but it's close enough.
What do you mean it's not officially the weekend?
For a lot of people, it may be. I don't know when people work, when they get off. I'm not sure, but it's, I don't know. Are we counting Friday as a weekend?
I don't know if Thursday is small Friday. Although, I mean, as soon as you're off work, your weekend is started.
Well,
for example,
that's true.
For us, we've got 2 more hours to go. Rob Thompson stopped by my house this morning after he got off work, and his weekend had already started, if you know what I mean.
I know what I mean. I know what you mean. You go to your refrigerator?
Of course.
Of course he did. And I don't blame him. Nothing wrong with that.
I got to go to work. I told you boys I was going to bring mellow mushroom, so I went and got some pizza to bring into the office, and
delicious, by the way.
It was.
Oh, man.
But pizza's so much better with beer.
Well, yeah, it is. It is. Most things are.
Well,
when you look at it.
True. Although mellow mushroom is great without, and it was today for lunch.
Yeah, it was. It was great. But again, you expect that from mellow mushroom.
No, it's the best.
Absolutely,
it is the best.
It is. It is fantastic. So, if you've started your weekend already, well, congrats to you. If you haven't and you're still listening, we appreciate that. I'm assuming the fine 4th graders from the school I went to this morning.
Bolt.
Bolt. Yeah.
The Mavericks.
Uh-huh.
Ryan Eagle's punch drunk at this point because he got up early.
I did, man.
He had to go all the way out to Bolt Elementary out Petranco this morning.
Yes.
Be there at 7:30 in the morning to be a part of Career Day.
Career Day, yes. There were a lot of people out there. It was interesting seeing some of the ATF guys out there. There was I know an Air Force person was out there. There were some dog rescue places that were out there. So there were a bunch of dogs and cats out there this morning.
Cats?
Dogs and cats, yeah.
Okay.
Bunch of cats roaming around not roaming around, but being pushed around in a baby carriage.
Cats?
Yeah, cats. Not a cat person, by the way.
I know you're not a cat person, but I am curious. What were cats doing at Career Day?
Well, I think it's the animal rescue place. So they had dogs and cats.
All right. Because I was going to say,
you can't discriminate, I guess, right?
Well, I was just trying to figure out, is there a career being a professional cat cuddler?
Well, maybe. There was one student that says, I asked them what they do for fun when they get out of school. And I had a point to that message. And one girl said she likes to go home and let her dog bite her toes. That's fun for her. And I'm like, okay. Joe's toes, yummy. Not my toes, Pledge.
Tell me you kept your socks on.
Yes, dude. I did not take my I know how to act around 4th graders. I'm not going to be come on.
You sure?
Yeah.
You didn't
positive.
Try to show them your trick that you could flip people off with your toe?
No, now had they been in high school, maybe I'd have showed them that.
That'd get you arrested.
Not 4th graders. No. But it was a lot of fun out there. The kids were great. They really were. They were great. Second time I've been out there. It was my second time. So I appreciate them having me.
You either did a hell of a job or you said yes twice.
I don't know that they actually needed me, to be honest with you. They had a lot of people out there at this Career Day. So I think if I would have said no, they would have been just fine.
So Air Force recruiting was out there. Any other service?
I didn't see any other service, although there was the K-9 unit, it looked like, from the SAPD was out there.
Yeah.
I think there was a dentist out there because there was a guy holding a big toothbrush, and then there was like a girl wearing a fairy costume with the wings and stuff. You know what I mean?
The tooth fairy.
Yeah. I guess that's what she was. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Was she handing out dollars?
She wasn't handing out anything, but the big toothbrush kind of gave that away. So I guess the dentist was out there. There were a lot of occupations represented. And I think there was another –
you had the coolest job, though,
TV
right?
TV anchor out there, but I didn't recognize her.
Yeah?
I didn't. I don't know what TV station she was from.
Good job.
I'm just saying.
You didn't go introduce yourself? Hey, I'm Joe Reinick.
No, I didn't
Formerly
do that.
of Ken's TV.
I did not do that.
No?
No.
You were waiting for her to come up?
No.
I mean,
Wasn't
you're a
even waiting
TV
for her.
legend in this town. She should have come up to you to kiss the ring?
Well, that should have been the way it
Yeah.
worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell she was thinking. And now look what I've turned into. A babbling idiot.
You didn't turn into that.
Joe's toes. Oh, my goodness.
Stop, Pledge. That's just so gross. It just really is.
Joe's toes. Put them in my mouth.
Yeah, that was actually from a message that somebody sent to the radio station. And Joe read it verbatim about some guy and his foot fetish and what he wanted to do with Joe's toes.
Joe's toes. Yummy. Uh-huh. That's the note he wrote. I was just reading it. I can't blame the guy. I mean, every now and then you put your toes on social media and people just, they freak out.
Some in a good way?
It's been a while, man. I have to add to that.
You don't know.
You're coming up pretty soon. I'll stick it on our
keep your toes concealed.
On our WhatsApp.
No.
Yeah, whip it out. Go to town.
No.
Anytime you guys want me to show you my trick, I'll be happy to do that again.
Joe's tricks.
But it was a fun day. I enjoyed doing that, and the kids were great. The teachers out there really have, and I was pleasantly surprised. You hear all these horror stories about schools, right, and students running crazy.
Uh-huh.
Not at this school. They have them very well disciplined.
Good.
They do. I was very happy about that.
You were surprised.
No, not surprised.
You
well,
seemed like you
of.
were surprised.
Well, kind of.
Because you grew up when you would spank your kid.
I know.
And that doesn't seem to happen anymore.
It doesn't, but it should.
Somebody like you at your age, you get off my lawn types, just feel like all these kids now, they just do what the hell they want with no discipline and no respect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Me and Tom Brady think alike. Look, I'm just saying, these kids were very well behaved. They really were, and they were really nice. So props to the teachers out there at Bolt Elementary. They do a good job.
You want to go back next year?
Sure. If they call me again, I will. Why not? It's once a year.
Once a year.
I can handle it.
You guys have no idea the bitching for the last 3 days about how early he had to wake up and drive all the way over there. He always has fun when he's there, but
it's one of those things they call you about 2 months out, right?
It sounds good at the time. Sure, I can
like,
do that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I do.
You didn't have anything else planned at 7 a.m. this morning.
Well, no. And then, when you setting your alarm for 6 a.m., it's like, man. But then you get out there and you know what? It's all worth it. You see the smiles and it's just all worth it. It tugs on your heartstrings.
Took all kinds of props and cool stuff.
Well, promotions guy just simply let me down.
Totally let you down.
Completely let me down.
I mean, you didn't take a microphone out there?
I think I should have had a box full of stuff. Seems like.
You would think.
If you had a decent promotions guy.
Good luck with that.
I'm just saying. There should have been a box full of goodies to give away and all that stuff.
Did you ever ask the promotions guy?
I figured he knew. Didn't we talk about this on the radio?
No.
Oh. Do we have stuff, Pledge?
No.
I can find stuff.
Well, what would you have taken? Pledge, what would you have given him?
Little mini X keychains from Twin Peaks. What else would we
Twin Peaks. Yeah.
They're fourth graders.
Yeah.
I mean, they're old enough.
Might be their favorite place to eat. You
know,
don't know.
Coyote on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page has a great idea, and I wish I'd have thought about it. I'd have taken that damn cat that, AJ runs around with, sucking his thumb.
Let him, you said there were already cats out there.
there were, but,
KBB could have got rounded up with the animal control types.
Dropped him right in that little baby carriage with the rest of the cats.
Absolutely.
They would have never known until they got back.
Absolutely.
That would have been great.
Mm-hmm.
Coyote, remind me of that next year, buddy. We'll do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
KBB still going to be here next year?
I have no idea. I get the feeling AJ would have some trauma if he had to get rid of that damn stuffed animal.
I mean, he got it because of the trauma of losing the real animal.
Well, that's because the cat killed itself, and she's thinking of the thought of living with AJ the rest of its life. Jeez.
I mean, that is true, but the trauma there, and, he's got his support animal in KBB. And, it's 2026, Joe. You can't make fun of a guy that needs a support stuffed animal.
Dude.
No matter how old he is.
AJ's too easy to make fun
How
of.
ridiculous that thing looks.
HR's on line 1, by the way.
We don't have a line 1.
Ought to be fun. I tell you what was fun last night, sitting down, watching the Spurs play basketball. They actually looked like they looked at the beginning of the season instead of the last 10 games. They looked good. They're moving the ball. They were flowing, and they were doing great. Let's talk Spurs basketball. In fact, we'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is a Friday. You have your weekend plans. I'm sure none of you plan on getting arrested, but some of you will. Happens to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons, whether it's you, a family member, a friend of yours, you get arrested, somebody you know gets arrested. You want to get out of jail fast, and the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They're discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. But wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Oh, hello. It's me, the calculator that lives inside of TaxSlayer. I love numbers. Like 100, as in 100%, as in TaxSlayer's 100% accuracy, guaranteed. And 0, as in $0, as in it costs $0 to file and get the refund you deserve with TaxSlayer Simply Free, if you qualify. Simply Free is available to a limited number of taxpayers with age, income, credit, and deduction restrictions. See TaxSlayer.com for eligibility requirements. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, who's playing for a trip to the Super Bowl?
We're not done yet. We got a national championship game. The boys are going to be out. We're going to be here. So much to talk about. Oh, yeah, the Spurs are busy, too. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Another huge sports weekend, and I am here for it. It is going to be fantastic. NFL football, we got a national championship game coming up on Monday, and then the Spurs. Well, not only they play Saturday night, they play Monday afternoon. We got a lot to look forward to, and you got it in the right place. Keep it locked here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix.
And I know it's Friday, and you're planning your weekends. Monday for a lot of you is a holiday. Not for us, we're working.
Yes.
Although, work. We're going to be live at the Rue Pub on Monday. Again, Spurs play at 4 o'clock. And then the national championship game, Indiana, Miami, is that night. No better place to be than at the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road, just down from the Big Blind. So make your plans. I know Joe and I will have lunch out there on Monday. And
no
then
doubt.
Do the show and then have a cold beverage or two.
Or 3.
Or
a bucket.
And Joe already said he's buying Monday, so, yeah, we're going to have a couple of buckets out there. We're going to be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I said I'm buying lunch because you bought the pizza today. I thought that was very nice of you. And so, yeah, I'll take care of lunch on Monday.
The Spurs still have not had a 3-game losing streak this season. I really loved the way they bounced back. I know it's Milwaukee, and they're not playing as, well, quite frankly, as good as some others. But, you know, Spurs blew that big lead against Minnesota, then got blown out by Oklahoma City. But it's the way they played last night in just blowing out the Milwaukee Bucks. Was the final score 119-101?
119-101.
And it didn't even feel that close.
No, it really didn't.
I think Mitch Johnson said it best, man. The ball was just moving last night.
I thought our offense was really clean and sharp tonight, just in terms of execution, spacing, and most importantly, it felt like our best passing game. I mean, not, to go through the whole season right now is maybe a strong word, but in a while, it was a sharp passing game where the basketball had energy, was finding people early, and that allowed the person catching the ball some really good opportunities and decisions and options. And, one of those dominoes was we got some really good shots and we knocked them down tonight.
Well, there's no doubt. They were hitting shots. Obviously, that helps. We talked about that, and you mentioned it, that, you knock down the shots, it keeps people from playing physical. I'm not sure Milwaukee is that team. However, it was good to see the Spurs knock down a bunch of shots. 28 assists last night overall. That's pretty incredible, and those kind of numbers, it'll be difficult to lose a ball game like that. Not to mention the fact, Jason, that the third quarter belonged to the Spurs last night and not to the other team.
Yeah, it's not surprising when you look at a Spurs box score and you see one team with 40 and one team with 16. Normally, though, it's the other way around. Last night, Spurs 40 points. So whatever orange slices or whatever was served up at halftime, they need to do that tomorrow night against Minnesota, and then, of course, on Monday afternoon. Whatever they did yesterday, that seemed to work. But you mentioned, the 28 assists. Right? To get the assist, you have to make the shot. Common sense.
Sure.
But they shot 50%. They shot 43% from 3. They were doing good stuff last night.
Oh, no doubt. What I loved was, and I don't know if Mitch talked to him or Wemby just decided this is what he was going to do, or a combination of both. I don't know. But I liked Wemby being Wemby. When he first came out, we were all amazed at the way this guy could shoot 3-point buckets. And he's just got such a smooth shot. And it seems like he's been trying to go more inside and play more inside. Last night was not like that. He was taking it, he'd get the ball, he'd turn, and he'd shoot. And he was making them. And I'd like to see a little bit more of that. And Wemby's not an inside guy necessarily. He can go in there and play that way. But I'd like to see him a little more on the outside, knocking down those 3-pointers.
Yeah, but he even said last night after the game, he's going to take what's available to him.
So I think it's a bit of both. Obviously,
it is a real thing, like momentum and heat checks, and that goes for both sides of the court. But there's also the reality that most often when I block a guy's shot, I have the ball in my hands, and the defense is not ready. It's not prepared. That's just like in every fast break. The defense often doesn't have time to match up again, so the spaces open up more, and if I have the ball in my hand and I'm in the shooting area, it's going up.
And that's great. And I think that's the way it should be. I would like to see a lot more of that. And I just think he was just no hesitation last night on a bunch of those shots. He'd get it, turn, shoot, knock it down.
And again, I mean, look at the box score. Captain Obvious, Wemby said, it was a good offensive night.
It felt like a good offensive performance. And I got to say that Mitch put a real emphasis on this morning, on shooting, and really made it clear that we need to take that seriously. And I think it showed tonight.
I agree with that. Everybody shot better. De'Aaron Fox had a better game. That was good to see. I was happy to see that. Steph Castle, he was fantastic. 10 assists last night for Castle.
I mean, two guys, what's the phrasing? Balled it up yesterday. and Wemby played great without hair. Keldon, not so much, 1 of 3. Although Jordan Howenstein from Spurs PR put out an incredible stat. Halfway point of the NBA season, there are 2 players shooting 55% from the floor and 40% from three-point range with a minimum of 100 attempts. The Joker and Keldon Johnson.
Wow. Keldon's been playing well this year.
He has.
He really has.
Although last night, without hair, he seemed a little off. And in the aerodynamics of whatever he was doing, although he didn't take a lot of shots last night.
Maybe his balance was off a little bit. He's got to get his balance and his feet underneath him with no hair.
His head was cold.
His head probably was cold. It is comical. How did they phrase it? They balled it up.
They balded their head.
They balded their heads. Of course, Keldon and Wemby shaved each other's heads. Wemby was asked last night if he was nervous when Keldon had the clippers.
I mean, what can go wrong if he plans to cut it all off? You can't mess that up.
Well, they also asked Steph Castle last night if he was going to join him, and he said, hell no. No.
That's a good idea.
I will not.
What?
Saying I told y'all yesterday.
Wow.
There's no way. And I don't blame him. He's got a fortune on top of his head. Are you kidding me?
That's all right.
That's not cheap.
I mean, it'll grow back to what it is by year 9.
Uh-huh. No, Steph Castle's not doing that. But it worked for Wemby. He played well.
At least last night.
Last night, yes.
At least last night it is.
Well, it's interesting. You talk about last night. Tomorrow, Minnesota got physical with the Spurs, and that helped them with the comeback. How will the Spurs counter that tomorrow? Will it be because they make shots? Will the hot shooting continue? Or will – because, I got to figure the T-Wolves are going to come in here and try to push the Spurs around a little bit.
Again, the physical nature. And Wemby knows. Wemby even talked about it. The target's on his back. He knows that. He's got to figure out a way to deal with physical play, period.
Know how to navigate it, in a night like tonight, I think, especially playing against a guy like Giannis, I think you have to be ready to give up your body for this matchup because it's, no matter what, you're not going to get out of there 100%. So, but usually, unfortunately, we have to be smart, and I have to be smart about it and not take too many risks because I know some guys, and it's they're totally right, but I know some guys will not hold back, of course, but I understand because I would like the guys on my team to do the same thing, So, I mean, and they do. So it's just got to be smart sometimes.
No, very true. You got to be smart. Concerning again, though, with Wemby getting his knees banged. I think it was Giannis that banged him in the knees, and Wemby goes down, leaves the floor for a little bit. He does come back, which is good, but all those things are scary. That's the second game in a row that's happened. And you just see Wemby on the floor like that holding his knee. and you freak out a little bit.
Every Spurs fan does, and I think it wasn't so much the banging of the knee; it was the Mack truck that hit him.
I did not think it was serious because it was just like a knee to knee, and I've had this dozens of times, but never against a guy like this. So that was a lot more than usual, but it's thankfully a very benign thing,
Yeah, no biggie. Hurt like hell. Do you see how big that guy is? He's gonna break me.
Look, those do hurt though. Banging knees,
sure.
that hurts. And well, I'm glad he's okay and everything's all right. But it's going to be an interesting game tomorrow night. And then, of course, Utah comes in here on Monday while we're out at the Rupa, 4:00, which is nice because that's halfway through our show. And that's going to be fun to have that on and have that going on while we're doing the show out at the Rupa.
Expect to see a lot of you, if not all of you, out there.
Yes.
Although, think about our whole audience size. They all couldn't fit inside the Rupa.
No, they couldn't.
No.
But we could try.
Come early, get a table.
Yeah, we could try.
Come early, get a table.
That should be a contest.
What's that?
See if we can pack the Roo Pub.
We do every time.
Well, I mean, just like one of those phone booth challenges.
Like draft lottery night?
Well, sure, like that. That'd be good.
Well, I mean, it's not often that we are doing our show during a game.
No, which is kind of
right?
cool. Yeah.
I mean, normally we're pre-gaming up too. There's wait, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. A little breaking news.
Uh-oh.
James Pledger says we're going to pack this place because
he's coming out.
Is coming out to the Brew Pub.
Wow.
We're letting Pledge out. We didn't actually invite him. We didn't actually let him. He's got the day off because he's a suit now.
Wow, that's right.
And so, now that he's a suit, I'm not working on a holiday. Are you kidding?
I'll take them all off.
So, he's going to be out there drinking all of the buckets of beer that Ryan Eagle's buying. That could be a problem.
I heard there was free beer.
I don't know where you heard there was free beer.
I'm not sure where you heard that either.
No, we're buying each other beer. We never said anything about you. I didn't know you were going to be out. So you're not working the show on Monday?
No, I'm out. I've driven back.
Nobody
from
cares
Dallas.
what you're doing. Are you working or are you not
We're
working?
not.
Oh, who's producing the show?
Edwin.
Edwin.
Poor Edwin.
You make Edwin work on a holiday so you could go off because you're a suit now?
Isn't that what you're supposed to do as a suit?
I don't know. I don't want to be a suit. I don't want to deal with anybody else's problems.
I just see those offices dark all the time on holidays. I figured that was status quo.
Uh-huh.
So you got to have a suit to be a suit, Minix.
I don't want to be a suit.
He has one. I saw it.
Oh, that's right.
At the wedding the other day for
got it
Chip and
from
Charlene?
Target.
I'm still shocked. That had to be AI.
No,
there's no way that was really Minix.
It was my suit.
Wow.
Tied my own tie. Wow. Didn't post any photos.
You know what? There's hope for everybody.
What do you mean there's hope for everybody?
If Minix can get into a suit and tie his own tie, nobody is without hope.
Again, not my choice, but out of respect to the bride, I'm doing that. If it was for the groom, nah, dude. But then again, he was also in a suit because of respect for the bride, right? He had to, right?
Right.
But I get that. But
Pledge is in a suit today.
Well, it's because that's Pledge. I mean, Pledge either looks like he's applying for a job, seeing the parole officer, or he's homeless. I mean, he runs the entire gamut.
He's taking this suit thing pretty serious.
He is. I mean, and the next thing, now that he's in management, he's going to get the what's the medicine you use for indigestion? And the
Tums?
Yeah, sure.
Pepto-Bismol?
And then you get that Sam size Advil bottle because you got all those other headaches that you have to deal with. Yeah,
headaches I got to deal with, but
yeah.
I don't need any medicine for them yet.
Yet. You've only been a suit a week.
I know it. Yeah, it's still the honeymoon period, Pledge. They haven't thrown the hard stuff on you yet.
If this is the honeymoon, I'm terrified.
Oh, my goodness. We've got some NFL coaching news that we want to get into. Plus, we have an eyewitness to the firing of Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel, an eyewitness that saw this go down.
And a coach that apparently didn't see it coming.
Exactly, and all of that is coming up next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Going to be a great weekend of playoff football. You want to add more excitement to watching these games? Make sure you're playing along on Underdog, the best place to get in on all the action, make your picks, and win money in Texas. Well, you do it on Underdog as you look at the projected stats and you go higher or lower. I know it's Friday. I do expect some of these projected stats to change as games get close to kickoff and forecasts become more in play. And then you look at who's playing, the defenses. I've already built out a pick-em entry. Just taking lower on quarterback totals. Drake May, lower than 219.5 yards. C.J. Stroud, lower than 206.5. You seen the forecast for Chicago? Matt Stafford's going to be wearing like a wetsuit. They've got his number at 267.5. I've got him going lower. Same with Caleb Williams. I got a whole pick-em entry of nothing but quarterbacks going lower because you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Download the Underdog app. What are you waiting for? Do that. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No. We'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automatic
Unlimited text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions.
Did you see Brian? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Eugenics Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away, and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text TAP to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's TAP to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Still a lot of coaching news out there, a lot of coaching vacancies out there. Even the New York Football Giants have not finalized their deal with John Harbaugh just yet. Don't know what's holding that up, but, boy, it seems like, Jason, every hour, every minute that goes by, could that deal fall apart?
It could, but it's not likely. And nobody knows what the holdup is. Adam Schefter says language in the contract. That could be all kinds of things, whether you're talking about the buyout. If I'm Harbaugh, I want it written in the contract about player control, because we've seen things like that go south. Ask Mark Cuban. Yeah, you're going to run this. Can't be in the contract, and then you're out. So if they negotiated at that dinner that he was going to have roster control, then Harbaugh probably wants that in. You know, and again, I don't know what to believe on Twitter. Does he want the GM out? Are the owners of the Giants willing to fire the GM to make the head coach happy? And if you're the GM, how much roster control do you actually want to give up contractually? Because that is your job, right? It's one thing to say, yeah, you're going to be in on all the meetings and all the decisions, but final say is still mine. Well, if that's the holdup in the language, legally speaking, who gets the tiebreaker vote if it's not the owner? Because ultimately the owner in every organization, I know Jerry takes a lot of crap. When you're picking first, your GM's going to present, but it's ultimately the owner that makes that final call, always. But I do wonder if it's stuff like that on the roster or on the staff. I've also seen that, because it felt like yesterday Monken was a sure thing going to be the offensive coordinator, and Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend, because now all of a sudden, he's got other opportunities. Maybe he doesn't want to go there, and maybe there's some disagreement on maybe the second choice or third choice that Harbaugh has that somebody in the Giants is objecting to.
If the Giants screw this up because it's a home run hire with John Harbaugh, especially if it's over Joe Shane and a little bit of control or a lot of control or whatever it is, then they deserve what they get. I mean, this is a home run hire. It is a hire that they have to make work. The money's there. I don't think that's the problem. I mean, $20 million over 5 years, $100 million contract. Harbaugh's happy with that, but there's something he's not happy with. And that's the only thing I can think of is control over who does what when it comes to constructing this football team. And Joe Shane's been a disaster. I mean, let's face it. The fact that he's still there, he must have pictures of somebody with something that they don't want to put out in the New York Post.
In fairness to Joe Shane, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but other than all of us on Hard Knocks watching him completely screw up the Saquon Barkley deal, I don't know that he truly has been a disaster. Look at that defensive line.
That's a disaster, letting Saquon go?
Well,
that's good enough.
Well, I mean, you look at his draft picks. Now, granted, they're always picking high, so it's hard to screw up. Malik Neighbors, yeah, that's a good pick.
Yes.
But taking Jackson Dart where he did.
That was Brian Daboll, though, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, the GM is is Joe Shane.
I get it, but that by all intents and reports, that was a Brian Daboll pick.
Absolutely, but it's on the GM's record. So Hard Knocks made him look like a complete idiot.
Well, he is.
But overall,
not only you give away Saquon Barkley, you give him away to a division rival.
Well,
I mean that's about as idiotic as it gets.
Again, it's so weird, right? When you think about the money for a running back, and Saquon was at that point where no running backs were getting paid. You didn't pay running backs, and you didn't pay running backs that were getting close to 30. You just didn't do it. And they fell into that trap. And he became a free agent, and he went to the Eagles, which is worst-case scenario. Even Mara was on there. As long as he doesn't go to Philadelphia, that would be awful. And where did he end up? In Philadelphia, and then he ran for 18,000 yards last year.
And they won a Super Bowl. Yeah.
I mean, worst-case scenario in every way for Joe Shane. And now what's happening? Oh, all of a sudden, you know what? We need running backs. You got to pay him a little bit of money. You got to do that. You know, it's like the Cowboys not even talking with Derrick Henry. We got a guy back there. He can carry the ball. Disaster. What'd they do? They went and found a running back again on the cheap, but somebody that produced this year. And you know, Javonte Williams is going to end up making some money, whether it's in Dallas or somewhere else.
Somewhere, yeah, he will. He will. I just think a mistake like that is fireable. It's a fireable offense, and you fire Brian Daboll, but you keep Joe Shane. It make sense to me, and that's some of these organizations like the Giants. And the slump that they're in is just I don't get it. And if that's what if Joe Shane comes between John Harbaugh and the Giants, then the Giants deserve what they get.
Well, again, if they choose Joe Shane over Harbaugh, because if Harbaugh's like, yeah, I just don't know if I can work with that guy, then you go find a new GM. You know, it's no different in a lot of ways than in Baltimore, them deciding on their quarterback over their coach, right? I mean, it's, you know, in a lot of ways similar. Cowboy fan here. I kind of hope the Giants screw this up.
Well, it's a good chance of that, the way it's going.
The two New York City, based in New Jersey, franchises, because you do have the Buffalo Bills, so you can't say all New York football teams. But you look at the Jets and the Giants are just such poorly run organizations, and the way they do things and the dysfunction that those two teams have is comical, and it would be very Giant-like for them to trip over this and fumble at the 2-yard line.
It absolutely would. And I tell you what, you talk about just being a laughing stock as a franchise. If you can't get this done, I mean, again, they deserve everything they get.
And if it fell into their lap.
Exactly. If it is a control thing, then you give Harbaugh some control. You figure it out. You work it out, and you make it happen. If you're going to keep Joe Shane, you got to make some concessions.
Now, let's put this a little on Harbaugh and maybe look at the other side, right? I mean, Harbaugh had a whole week of unemployment. And, you know, before, you know, he got home after Biscotti called him to fire him, you know, his phone was already ringing with, hey, you want to interview here? You want to interview there? And when it kind of felt like Green Bay was going to not come open, you know, he went full speed ahead with the New York Giants. Maybe somebody is saying, hey, before you sign that deal, go talk to Atlanta. Go see what some of these other teams are willing to offer, which is the one thing that does surprise me that, the Giants let him out of the building and he was going to go interview with Tennessee, but getting another offer creates more leverage if you want to go from, say, $20 million to $25 million a year, if that's what it is. Or Buffalo loses this weekend, and what if the Bills' job comes open? Would you rather have Jackson Dart or Josh Allen? I mean, could there be some hesitation on his part? Like, I like the Giants, but I love Josh Allen.
It could be that, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, if you're a head coach, you're going to be the highest paid head coach in the league. Are you not? At $100 million? $20 million a year.
Isn't Sean Payton making around 20? I think he is.
But still,
I-
you're making a ton of money. If money's the issue, then shame on John Harbaugh.
Money is only the issue for ego.
Exactly. At this point in time, when you're talking about that amount of money.
And, maybe he's found out what Sean makes, not only salary, but all the other. Because Andy Reid's about 20 per year. Sean Payton, according to research real quick, is at 18. But how many years is he there? Because I thought his deal was over 20. Because think about, like, some of those Raider coaches. And, although John Gruden ended up settling, his younger brother makes 17. So, you got to make a lot more than that.
Well, he will. $20 million. He can brag at Thanksgiving.
But again, they're already rich.
Or Easter.
They're, yeah. They don't get Thanksgiving.
They
together.
don't. No,
so,
they don't.
I mean, so you look at it. I maybe the holdup's on Harbaugh.
That could be.
And maybe it's little stuff that most of us don't ever think about, but housing. Are you going to buy my house in Baltimore so I don't have to deal with it? And because stuff like that happens. I mean, look at what LSU did for Lane Kiffin. Lane, we're going to pay your bonuses if Ole Miss continues to win. And, you see a lot of these colleges will end up buying the house that you have so you don't have to mess with selling it. Some company that is contracted by the university will take that over. Maybe there's stuff like that.
Dude, if you're making $20 million a year and you've got a $100 million contract, I think selling your house is probably the least of your worries. I just don't see that being an issue in a contract negotiation. It's got to be over control. I'm convinced it's over control and what's going to happen there. But the longer this thing drags out, the more chance there is going to be that the Giants are going to screw this up. If they do, they deserve what they get. If Harbaugh is waiting to see what happens with Buffalo and Denver, it doesn't get much better. Can you imagine building a championship team in New York with the Giants? I mean, I don't know if there's any better place. Even if you did that in Buffalo, I don't think it carries as much weight as it would with the Giants in New York.
The Giants have history. They've got rings. They've got legendary coaches. And so if you bring them back to that standard, but I don't know. I mean, do we look at Tom Coughlin in that way?
Yeah.
Do
Tom
we?
Coughlin?
Yeah.
Absolutely. He was a great coach.
He was. How often do you talk about him as being one of the greats? Could you imagine if Harbaugh took over at Buffalo and led the Bills to a Super Bowl? He would have a statue.
If they win the Super Bowl.
Yes. Yeah, right next to Josh Allen.
There's been coaches that lead Buffalo to a Super Bowl, but they just can't win them once they get there.
Not coaches.
Well,
Marv Levy won.
Well, okay.
And he's a legend up there.
Absolutely.
But if you could actually win, I mean, you go back and, I would imagine, Buffalo won. Well, no, they got the Sabres. Two-team sports town, but, it's kind of like the Spurs. You think about all the coaches that were through here and all that, and, and then all of a sudden, we finally win titles, and what happens? There is something special. The Houston Texans. If DeMeco Ryans is able to win a Super Bowl in Houston, put them in the rafters now.
Well, sure. That's great. But, again, John Harbaugh agreed with the Giants for a reason. He thinks that's the best job that's out there. And he did that before Buffalo ever played a snap in Denver. And so I think that's where he wants to go. And, again, I can't imagine that it's squabbling over money or it's squabbling over housing or it's squabbling over anything else other than control of that football team.
I mean, they met Wednesday.
Yeah.
Late Wednesday night, it was expected to be finalized.
Yes.
It's 6 o'clock on the East Coast almost right now. And if it's not done yet, unless they've just said, hey, I got to go out of town this weekend, the lawyers are off. And unless there is something, if there's squabbling going on, this feels like a bad marriage from the get-go. I mean, this is supposed to be the honeymoon phase. This is the phase where Harbaugh gets everything that he asked for. If he wants, 16-ounce cups in the coffee machine instead of 12, they say yes, and they'll go buy a whole new machine to accommodate that. This is the point where John should be getting everything that he asked for, not squabbling for.
Well, I totally agree, but there's got to be something going on. There has to be. But again,
I'm with you.
We're speculating here,
sure,
and it's over language.
I mean, we can't even agree what they're disagreeing on.
Well, exactly. Yeah, there could be a number of things, but it has to be control. I just don't know what else it would be. The money's right. It has to be over control, and who's going to do what, and who's going to have a say-so. And was it Bill Parcells? I got to buy the groceries? Something, if I'm cooking, I got to buy the groceries. So there you go. I think John Harbaugh probably says the same thing. I don't know, man, but hey, in this job, Jason, like nothing more than for the Giants to screw this up.
I would love it.
And then, I want a deal. And then end up with somebody like, I don't know.
No, Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, well, he's too good a coach. That's the problem, though. The Giants screwing around with this. Stefanski gets a job in Atlanta. I don't know, name another coach, and they start filling these jobs. Giants are screwed.
The Giants are.
And so is Harbaugh, for that matter.
If he wants to work, that's the thing. I would imagine, even if Harbaugh's been piss poor with his money, he'll never have to work for the rest of his life.
Of course not.
I mean, and he doesn't strike me as the guy that would be bad with his money, right? I mean, he's had that job for, 18 years? Making millions for 18 years?
Yeah.
What has he been making, 16 a year? So, I mean, I think he's going to be just fine. And if he's not, his brother still has a job. He'll be the special teams coordinator of the Chargers.
Yeah.
Work for his brother.
Making $20 million.
Well, no, because if his brother's signing him, he'd make 3.
I don't know what's going on. It's baffling to me how dumb some of these franchises can be.
I mean, think about how dumb, right? By all accounts, Mike McDaniel had survived and was going to remain.
It looked that way
with the Miami Dolphins. Old Darren Waller was on the Manziel's Glory Days podcast and was actually having his exit meeting with Mike McDaniel when Stephen Ross showed up.
I was at the scene of the crime, bro. I think I was the last person that saw him before he got fired. My exit meeting was that Thursday morning, and he's like, definitely want you back next year, and we're just like reflecting on the year. And then Stephen Ross kicked the door in, and he comes in and like joins the conversation. We're just all talking, reflecting on the year. And then the conversation kind of hits a lull, and I'm sitting across the desk from Mike. Stephen Ross is standing there just kind of looking at me like,
it's time for you to get the hell out.
I looked at Mike. He was like, we'll finish this conversation later, because I didn't know they had the GM search was in full flow. I didn't know what they had big business to talk about. Like, so I go out the meeting, I go downstairs and get a massage. I come up from the massage, check my phone, he's fired. I'm like, damn, this shit cold.
Yeah. Wow. How about that, to be in the office and GM comes in and just looks at you like, get the hell out.
Yeah.
Go
get a massage.
But keep in mind, that happened after John Harbaugh got fired.
Mm-hmm.
So the Dolphins, maybe they thought they had a chance at this guy. Maybe they still do. Maybe they're saying, hey, we're sending a Brinks truck to your door. You want to get rid of Tua? Get rid of Tua. Who knows what's going on? And they don't have a GM right now. He could be a part of a GM search. I don't know. It's interesting. We'll see if it plays out this weekend or not, or later today. Who knows what's going to happen? But I just feel like, man, Giants, screw this up. Just please do it. Please do. Because Stephen Jones would be very happy about that. I guarantee he would be. So would Jerry. So would every Cowboy fan on the planet. But Stephen was talking to DallasCowboys.com about a DC coaching, DC search, and what they're going to do in free agency. We'll hear from Stephen when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Everyone says time is money. Time is not money. Money is better than time. You know what's better than money? More money. That's how we're changing the game at GiveMeTheVin.com. We're giving you more money for your car. It's a big transaction. We're important to that transaction. GiveMeTheVin.com. If we don't beat a CarMax offer, I'll send you a check for $100.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold.
DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and you can get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SUPPLY to get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime. Write your bank to PayPal or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SUPPLY to get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank. That's code SUPPLY for up to a $5 cashback bonus.
The College Football National Championship game is Monday, and the best place to watch is at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road.
Get there early. The Blitz will be broadcasting live from 2 to 6. Come hungry. The food is fantastic, and for many, you are going to be off, so make a day out of it. Miami is taking on Indiana, and you know the best place to watch any big game is at the Roo Pub.
Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Texas Longhorns take on the Texas A&M Aggies in Austin tomorrow afternoon. It's a game you can catch on San Antonio's ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. It all gets going at 4:30 with the pregame show. And, of course, we have all the Divisional Round playoff action right here on 94.1. Starts tomorrow with the Bills and Broncos. 49ers in Seattle, then the Texans in New England. That would be followed up by the Rams at the Bears.
Sports Center brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a Friday. It is Friday. We've made it to the weekend, especially if you get off work at 5 o'clock. You have made it. Congratulations. Your weekend has begun. But we appreciate you taking a little time to stop by here and spend some time with us here on The Blitz. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. This is The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good Friday. It's going to be a great football weekend. You know, we have our prime picks coming up right around 5:45. But if you guys want to call your shots in the YouTube section, comment section, do that. Go to the YouTube page. Go to YouTube. Search out San Antonio Sports Star. Like, subscribe, comment. I do find it interesting because we always see what happens. But like on NFL Live earlier today, every one of them picked Houston. Every one of them picked Seattle. That's always a little like, you know, and I think last week everybody picked against San Francisco. Could they actually do that again? It's just every time everybody picks, you always go, oh, crap.
You got to worry about that, don't you?
Everybody.
Yeah. Look, there's going to be some upsets. There's going to be some road teams win. Will it be Houston? Will it be San Francisco? Will it be Buffalo? It's going to be tough this weekend. I think the games are going to be close, and I can't wait to make my picks because I want to continue my undefeated streak. I believe I was undefeated last week.
You were undefeated.
How many did you lose?
3.
Okay. I got a hell of a cushion going into this week.
you got a 3-game cushion.
So you hedged.
I hedged?
Yeah.
No, I was smart. I picked the right teams.
You picked the Texans on prime picks, but you took the Steelers with your money.
I was hoping that game would finish 7-6. Pledge, it would have worked out perfectly. But it didn't happen. So that's okay. And I don't know who I'm going to take in that New England game.
I think the words were home dogs.
On Monday night.
On Monday night.
It is still
never lose.
Still a tried and true thing. The
tried and true is not accurate. They lost.
Well, as long as Aaron Rodgers isn't quarterback. Yeah, I'd kind of like to have a guy that can actually move.
There's always a but, isn't there?
Well, I mean, think about that.
It always is there. 80% of the time, it's spot on.
I would love to have a quarterback that can actually, I don't know, run. That doesn't just throw the ball down on the ground when he sees somebody coming because he didn't want to get hit. Please retire, Aaron Rodgers. Please retire. I'm going to throw a party. If Rodgers retires, there will be a celebration like you've never seen before.
Now, all right, we're going down this rabbit hole. Why not?
Why not?
It leads to a darkness retreat. What kind of party do you have for Aaron Rodgers?
It's a celebration party.
Retiring, right?
Yes.
But I mean, again, we're talking about Aaron Rodgers. Is it going to be a lot of wine and cheese served at said party?
No. He's not going to be there.
Well, no, but you are. I mean, but, you know, you get to celebrate his whining and the cheese because all this time is a cheesehead.
Well, there could be some wine and cheese, but there'll probably be other things there like beer and sausage.
Beer and sausage. Which also goes well in Milwaukee.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Dude,
some good brats.
I love wieners. I will tell you, and I had never seen it before, and maybe I'm the last to the party on this whole thing. Those cheese graters the Bears had and Bear fans the other night, that was awesome.
Is that – and I know it seems like there's a lot of Chicago fans all of a sudden in San Antonio. Is that new? Like I know –
I've never seen it before.
Like I know one guy, he's a local attorney, he's all this Bear fan. He's been going to games. Is that a new thing that they just started doing, or because it's playoff time, let's up it a little bit more? Because I'm with you. I had not seen that before.
I think it's genius. I loved it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Yeah, even had Caleb Williams doing it.
Well, sure.
After the game.
I mean, it seems fun. Although, how do you get a cheese grater through security?
Well, I'm not sure they were real, were they?
Were they not grating cheese?
They were.
Then
but
they're real.
Wow. It's a good question. It's a damn good question. I don't know the answer to that. I thought it was genius.
I mean, they didn't show up with a bag of already shredded cheese. I mean, they were grating it. I mean, you know, it was fun. I like that. I like when you see professional teams that are doing things that you might like see at the college or high school level. have fun with it, and that was fun. So according to the Googles in AI or ChatGPT, wherever Pledge got this, Bears fans started wearing cheese grater hats in mass this year, late this year. So they got good, and somebody had an idea. But it's one thing to have the cheese grater hats. It's the other to walk into a stadium with a block o' cheese and a cheese grater and waste all that cheese. But it looked good on TV.
It looked fantastic, and I love it. They're grating the cheese heads. They don't like each other, and I tell you, I love it. Rivalries like that, they don't get better than that. When the head coach of the Bears goes in and says, F Green Bay, dude, I love it. Doesn't get any better than that.
And so many people are upset by that.
Who?
And, well, for one, the Chicago Bulls announcer tweeted ripping Ben Johnson for doing that.
Ridiculous.
And then, of course, a lot of people are ripping the Chicago Bulls announcer. But I like Ben Johnson's explanation. It ain't necessarily personal for him. He understands the rivalry between these two teams, and he's completely bought in, and he's stirring the pot.
It's great.
He's embracing everything about being a part of the Bears culture. I love it.
Who was it? Sean McVay came out and got on Matt LaFleur's side on this whole thing because they have a little feud too, apparently. They don't like each other. We're talking about Ben Johnson and LaFleur. But keep in mind, Sean McVay has got LaFleur's brother or something on his coaching staff, so he's kind of got to play nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's great. I really do. And that's a rivalry. You know, you talk trash. You tell the other guy to F off. I mean, that's a rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's fantastic.
Good stuff.
Yes, good stuff. Now, the Cowboys, they
not in the playoffs.
No, and they don't really they have a rivalry. They hate Washington. They hate Philly. They hate the Giants. But it's not to the level of carrying a cheese grater around or telling F the Giants, F the Redskins, F the Eagles. You think Jerry would ever say that?
Yeah.
Jerry would?
Jerry was flipping off fans in New York this year.
Well, I think that's great.
So, yeah, I think he would.
I want to hear him say it. F the Giants.
Next time we see him?
We'll ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been around Jerry.
Yeah.
He's used that word a time or 80.
Yeah. Especially after a couple of Johnny Walker Blues. He'll throw that F word around.
You know, and not quite like Steven. Now, Steven. We've heard some. That was a bleep show. Blah, blah, blah. Like, wow.
Yeah, I love it. It's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
He didn't use those words in talking about his defensive coordinator search, but he did talk to DallasCowboys.com, and it's some very interesting insight and some real intel that you could take from the interview that he did. We'll get into it coming up.
You want to do that, huh?
Sure. Well, we teased it for this segment.
I know we did. We got to talking about something else. We're all over the place,
rabbit
Minix.
holes.
All over the place. All right, we'll jump out of this rabbit hole and into another one.
Darkness retreat.
Stay with us because we don't know where the hell we're going, and neither do you. So that's what makes it fun. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You better know where the hell you're going, and if you don't, just point your car towards the roof up there at 281 and Redland Road. No better place to go watch any big game, any big event. You think about the playoffs this weekend. The Spurs are playing this weekend, and then, of course, on Monday, Spurs play at 4, and then you've got the national championship game, the Blitz live 2 to 6, because if there's a big game, a big event, you know where we're going to be. With those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around, no better place than the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road. And go hungry. The food is incredible. They have the biggest and best wings in town. I love their fried shrimp. About 15 different burgers on the menu. Their hot dogs are great. The chicken sandwiches, the appetizers. I'm told the salads are great. And more importantly, that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game and hang out with the Blitz on Monday. The Roo Pub, just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo. Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing. Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hello, this is Jason Thompson, and as you know, I've been practicing law here in San Antonio for more than 30 years, helping people and families injured in traffic collisions. So I'm often asked, what is the worst thing you can do after a traffic collision? And the answer is easy. That's trying to handle it on your own without an attorney. Insurance companies have spent billions perfecting their strategy of paying nothing or as little as they can get away with. It wouldn't be David versus Goliath. It would be David versus a million Goliaths. You have no chance. Using AI for help is even worse because AI routinely gives dangerously inaccurate legal advice. It is laughably bad on the law. So bad that a lawyer filing a document drafted by AI will likely be disbarred in Texas. Keep it simple. Just call me. My name is Jason Thompson. I'll give you a free review of your case with no obligation to hire me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com. That's alawyerforus.com.
If your dog goes wild at the doorbell, it's time for a new game plan. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuits is coaching up new pups and current MVPs with professional training sessions. Call them today at 210-750-1298. That's 210-750-1298. Call them today.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Listen to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star on your Amazon or Google smart speaker and just say, Alexa, play 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Big weekend of playoff football right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, all brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. You can't be around a TV this weekend. You are driving around. Well, guess what? We got you covered here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. This is the Blitz. I'm Joe. He's Jason. Unfortunately, the Cowboys might be listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star because they're not playing this weekend.
It's not unfortunate. We know they listen. Happy Friday, boys.
Yes.
They're not in the playoffs. And even if they were, they'd still be at home right now because it's the second round. That would mean a Dak Prescott playoff win. Let's be real.
Well, that's a good point, Minix. I'm glad you're a realist.
Well, dude, I always speak the truth. I know what it is.
Yeah.
I love you, Dak.
Although, wasn't that long ago, he sent Tom Brady into retirement.
He did.
Yeah, played well in that game.
Yeah, and Tom Brady kind of looked like Aaron Rodgers at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Instead, the Cowboys need to find a new defensive coordinator. Stephen Jones did an interview with DallasCowboys.com. And he actually said a lot of things that are more than just word salad. What he said, how he said it, it feels very open and honest. And, starting with, where they're at right now in this DC search process.
Yeah, I think we're in the initial, the initial run, and, we're going to cast a wide net. I mean, whether it's half a dozen, 10, 12 coaches when it's all said and done. I don't know what that number will be, but then we'll narrow it down. We're already starting to narrow it down, and we'll start to bring guys in for in-person interviews. Some of the guys that we felt were the guys that would fit, not that they're all not qualified. They're all qualified, but the guys who fit what we want to be as a defense, the identity we want to have, that fit with the personnel that we have on the defensive side of the ball, because we think we got a lot of good pieces in place. We know we have to improve not only from a coaching staff standpoint, but we also need to improve from a personnel standpoint. And so all that goes into the mix and the equation, and I think we're making good progress.
Yeah, I would have liked to have heard a follow-up there when he talked about the identity that they want to be. I'd like to know what that is. What is the Cowboys' defensive identity? And I mean that in sincerity. I'm not making fun of them. I would like to know what type of identity does this defense want to be?
That would have been a great follow-up question, but one of the things that he does say in who they're looking for is somebody that can work and get more out of what they already have foundational piece-wise. So in other words, they're not looking for somebody that's going to come in and say, yeah, all these guys that you've acquired, they're not going to work in my system.
Yeah, you just mentioned the traits, and then when you have the interview, you look for those traits. Are they a great teacher? Can they communicate and verbalize things, complicated things, in a way that make it easy for the players, so he doesn't have to be out there thinking. He's playing, using his skill set and playing 100%, playing fast, playing reckless in terms of being able to make plays and not having to think about what his assignments are, because he does have a great feel for what he's supposed to do. All of those things are the traits that we're looking for, and certainly we're seeing that in a lot of the guys that we're interviewing, and certainly looking for how they're going to utilize some of the pieces we already have in place here. We also want to know their vision for how they develop young guys, because we got 2 first-round picks, and a lot of people, and probably rightfully so, think they may end up being defensive players, but at the same time, we were going to draft a defensive player when we drafted C.D. Lamb.
Yeah. Is C.D. Lamb back in the mix in the draft?
Well, I mean, he's leaving that door open.
I know it, and I hate that he's doing that. I really do. I hate the fact that he's doing that. Just fix the defense. Fix the defense. The offense will take care of itself regardless, whether George Pickens stays or not. And I think Pickens will, because at worst case scenario, they're going to tag the guy. So if you need a running back, if you don't want Javonte Williams back, you can find another one. But don't fall for the shiny object again.
Again,
please.
It's hard not to fall for the shiny object, as we all know that.
Discipline.
Again, easier said than done. One of the things that, we've talked about this, although Harbaugh's still not officially done, but as those dominoes fall, if there's somebody they really like, do they have time to wait? I like that they're casting the wide net. I think they're going to start putting that on T-shirts there. But there is no, according to Steven, deadline, no timetable to get this thing done.
No, we hadn't necessarily set a deadline, if you will. I think it's more getting it right. And, once we feel comfortable that we have the right guy, then we'll pull the trigger and we'll move from there. Obviously, there's a lot of, as many as I think I've ever seen in terms of a coaching carousel, if you will. I think there's 9 vacancies right now, although one of them I think got filled by one of our top coaches in the league, and Coach Harbaugh there out of Baltimore, but going to the Giants. So, certainly I have a lot of respect for him, and Giants are a great organization.
Well, that's not official yet, Steven, so it may not happen just yet. We don't know. Still waiting on official word about what's going on with the New York Giants and John Harbaugh. So I wonder if Jerry and Steven are just sitting back, in his lazy boy with a nice glass of Johnny Walker Blue.
Yes.
Just waiting to see what's happening with the New York Giants.
Of course. Now, they're interviewing a lot of people. And it does sound like Schottenheimer is running the show. And because of the number of head coach openings, that means there's a whole lot of staffs that are about to completely change over as well. And I thought it was a kind of an interesting question. With all this turnover, is this good or bad in your defensive coordinator search?
Yeah, I mean, you could say one or the other, but I do think it gives more opportunities. The fact that, some of the staffs are opening, when the head coach goes, usually a lot of the staff go with it. And some of these teams are coming off, historically really good football teams, in particular the one I just mentioned, the Ravens and the Steelers. Those are obviously teams that have been playoff contenders year in and year out for pretty much the whole tenure of Coach Tomlin and Coach Harbaugh's coaching tenure. So, I think there are opportunities out there, and we'll continue, as I said, cast a wide net, learn a lot, and hopefully come up with the guy that we want, that complements Coach Schottenheimer and his offense and the culture we want to have here with the Dallas Cowboys.
Again, I'd like to know what that culture is, what that identity is. But, look, I like who they're interviewing. I don't know a lot about some of these guys, honestly, Jason.
And I like that.
And I do, too. I mean, just look at some of the coaches that have come up and that are successful now. Ben Johnson, Leon Cohen, McDonald in Seattle. I mean, these guys that come out of nowhere and are up-and-comers, they're out there. You just got to find the right one.
Well, what I like about it, I know this sounds kind of silly, but I think it's 100% true. I don't know enough about you, so I don't have a preconceived notion that I already hate you.
There you go.
That I already think you're an idiot.
Yeah.
That I already thought, man, what did you like Jonathan Gannon won a Super Bowl, right? But all we remember is, well, what he just did as a head coach. Well, I know there was a guy at one point that was a hot up-and-comer that was just the head coach, didn't work out there, and he sucked as the Cowboys defense coordinator this year. His name is Eberflus.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I like that there's a whole bunch of names on here that I'm not overly familiar with because I already don't have an idea whether I think they're good or not good.
And the beauty of that, going in, if one of these guys is hired, a guy that we don't know a lot about, then you just the anticipation of seeing what they do and how they improve the defense moving forward. I think it's great, and I hope that that's what they do.
Yeah, again, it's like there's is there anybody on the market? And it's weird, and this isn't just for the Cowboys, because, again, there are going to be a lot of new head coaches that are going to go hire defensive coordinators. Is there a defensive coordinator that you're like, man, Jerry, go get that guy? Other than Flores, I don't know that there's a guy out there. And I don't bring him because I just don't think he wants Dallas, and I don't know that Dallas wants him. The things that Brian Flores likes in an organization are completely different than what the Cowboys are. Doesn't like media, doesn't like distractions, doesn't like the circus, doesn't want TV cameras all over the place. Brian Flores is not going to be a fit in Dallas. And you heard Steven talking about you want somebody that can be a good fit. I don't know that Flores is, just because of the environment that is the Dallas Cowboys. You know what Dalton Schultz say? You felt like a zoo animal working out and people are going on tour. I mean, great coach, and I think he at some point will be a head coach again. I just don't see in Dallas. So I'm taking him off the list. Outside of Brian Flores, is there a defensive coordinator out there that you just want? Man, if that guy shows up in Dallas, that's going to be the difference maker.
No, I can't think of anybody right off the top of my head. And I wouldn't be surprised if Brian Flores gets a head coaching job in Baltimore.
Well, I mean, the lawsuit stuff, I think, is still very real in the NFL circles.
Sure.
But there are also 10 openings. And when you have that many openings, somebody's going to have to say, all right, you know what? The hell with the lawsuit. You've worked your way back up enough, and you've earned the opportunity. Because, honestly, I mean, there are 32 of these jobs on planet Earth. There are, 9 opens? Or 8 if you assume Harbaugh and the Giants get that deal done. Do we really think there are 8 great head coaching candidates out there right now to fill these vacancies? There are going to be some teams that make a hire because they got to fill the role. Somebody's going to get that job.
Sure.
But are there 8 great candidates out there?
I don't know. And I don't know that Brian Flores is a great head coaching candidate. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I hope he gets his opportunity to see. He's wanted to be a head coach. He claims that people discriminating against him for whatever reason, and maybe that's true. I don't know, but I think he'll get an opportunity, and we'll see if he's a great head coach. We know he's a good defensive coordinator. Is he a good head coach? Because sometimes those two just don't marry up right.
Yeah, because, I mean, I think when early on and, before it was official and not, or when Raheem Morris got fired, all right, was he there? Or, his old defensive coordinator, could he? Well, he's still under contract. So, and by all accounts, Cowboys, I haven't read that he's been requested, right? Ulbrich. So, but you look at, I don't know if there's 8 great coaches available. I mean, there's a reason Jason Garrett got an interview, right? They got to do something.
You haven't heard about Jason Garrett since that interview either. Nobody else called him for an interview. Only the Tennessee Titans. Nobody else. Huh.
I mean, if we're keeping the buck right now, we ass.
They are. Robert Saleh, go to Tennessee.
Yeah, but then who's his OC going to be? Jason Garrett?
That's his problem. That's Robert's problem. He'll dude, look, he's with that Shanahan tree. He'll find somebody that
Mike
he coached
McDaniel.
with. Dude, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Nathaniel Hackett.
No. Is Hackett even in the league?
I don't know. He's probably somewhere. I mean, these guys always end up with jobs. Sometimes you wonder how. Quality control. I mean, all these coaches. And look, we make fun of Nathaniel. He's a hell of a coach. We know that. But certain roles you're good at and certain you're not. Play calling is an art. And, not every great quarterback coach is a great play caller. You can be a great offensive mind and not be a great play caller. He's right now a defensive analyst with the Packers.
What is that, defensive analyst? We don't want to fire you, so we're going to make you a defensive analyst. You just go sit over there in the corner and draw.
You're an offensive coach that works with the defense, helping the defense understand what offenses are trying to do.
Maybe. I just don't.
I mean, you watch film and you shoot the breeze with everybody. You're hanging around the locker room.
You go play golf.
Well, I mean, if you have time.
Well, in Green Bay.
Yeah, he ain't playing golf. Not this weekend at home. I mean, he might be on vacation playing golf somewhere. But, I think more offensive coaches should try to flip over the defensive side because they understand what offenses are trying to do and what they do to try to defeat the defenses. I'm surprised more offensive coaches aren't like that, being a defensive analyst.
That's too big of a change for the NFL to do that, Jason. I mean, that's just wacky talk.
I mean, look, if you're calling a defense, now I could see, and I don't know what it's like to call plays. I think it'd be fun, but I could see where an offensive-minded coach would be a good defensive coordinator because you're calling a defense based on what you think the offense would do at that point. I don't know that a defensive coordinator could become an offensive play caller.
I don't disagree with you. However, I just don't think that will become a trend. Shoddy did that for a little while, did he not? And went and talked to Eberflus and said, "Look, this is the problems that the defenses cause us. Maybe you should try that."
Yeah. Well, Shoddy went, if I'm picking apart your defense, which is really easy, it's like extra large Swiss cheese. This is what I would do all day. Fix that.
Yeah. And apparently that didn't happen.
Well, for 3 games, it did. When Shoddy was spending time publicly talking about being in the defensive meetings. Those were the 3 best defensive games that this Dallas Cowboy team had this year.
And then Shoddy left and went back over to the other side of the building, and Eberflus said, F Shoddy.
Yeah.
I'm doing it my way.
Yeah, and then he ended up upstairs, and now out of his key card doesn't work.
Eberflus.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff.
Try to shove it up their ass.
Yeah, well, you did. He's fired. Done.
Good man. Love the man.
Yeah, jeez.
Stick it up our ass.
Call him and tell him you love him.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Well, no, you got to do that.
Stop it.
Yes. He might be your boss again one day. You got to stay on the good
Stop
list.
it.
No, well, he might be somebody's. Who knows? I guess. Would you hire him?
Do you think I'm an idiot?
Yeah, thank you, Jerry. You were, but not anymore.
Well, he's just got to quit that.
I wouldn't hire Eberflus to walk my dog.
It don't be working out.
You'd let him walk your dog.
No.
Why?
Because he's not flexible. Dog wants to poo over here. He'd say, no, you can't do it. You go over here. I wouldn't let him do that.
Your use of poo.
It's a good word, poo. I think it's a good word. P-O-O.
We were down to the gnat's ass.
Poo. Let's take a break.
Thank God.
Yeah, when we come back, let's talk a little Spurs basketball. Not only that, maybe we'll do that. We're certainly going to do our prime picks because in case you haven't heard, I was undefeated last week.
Here we go.
Unbeaten.
Here we go.
Unblemished last week. Perfect record last week. I plan to do it again this week. Prime picks and, another rabbit hole. Who knows? When we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, I got to tell you about Stevens Roofing. Love talking about Stevens Roofing. Great company. Love them. Family-owned company, local company, a company that's been in business since 1983. Yeah, you heard me right. 1983. Yeah, just think about what that means for a minute. Yeah, they're doing it right. They're standing behind their work, and they're doing quality work because you don't stay in business that long if you're not doing all of those things right. Stevens Roofing certainly doing that. And now they've added solar to what they do. So if they're doing roofing right, you know they're going to be doing solar right. If you've been thinking about solar panels for your house, now is the perfect time to get that done. Get it done now while you've got it. You'll have it ready to go by the time the hot summer months come and the sun's blazing nonstop. Get it done now. It's perfect time. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. Let them put a plan together for what you want to do. They'll do it right. You know they'll do it right. Look, if you don't want that, you just want your roof checked out, you think there might be something wrong with that thing, call Stevens Roofing and Solar. They'll send a crew out to your house. They'll examine your roof, and they'll do it for free. They'll let you know if there's a problem that you need to take care of. Then you can decide what to do, but I think I would decide on Stevens Roofing and Solar. They're the absolute best in the business. Why don't you give them a call? 210-785-0994, or you can visit them online at stevensroofing.net.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, who's playing for a trip to the Super Bowl?
We're not done yet. We got a national championship game. The boys are going to be out. We're going to be here. So much to talk about. Oh, yeah, the Spurs are busy, too. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions. Did you see Brian? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Nugenix Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text TAP to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's TAP to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making a player pick for the first time, there's something that can't be too hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels so good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups, bowl games coming, tournament time, it is time to jump right in. When it comes to playoffs, you go with stars. Stars always produce. In the NFL, they get those stars because they're stars. And as we get closer and closer, I love Josh Allen. Josh Allen's a man alone on Buffalo. Whenever you get to the more, you go with Josh Allen. In basketball, oh my goodness, Luka is balling. You can't go wrong with Luka. And I want to tell you about a brand new part of Prize Picks. It's a new feature, early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out on those winnings before the game even finishes. I want you to go download Prize Picks and use the code Alamo, and you're going to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's Alamo for $50 in lineups, and all you got to do is play 5. Prize Picks, it's so good to be right.
If you're just getting by the radio or San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page and you haven't heard yet, you were wondering, Nico Collins has been ruled out officially by the Houston Texans. He will not play this weekend against the New England Patriots. Big blow for Houston, but I think they'll be okay when it comes to that. They've got a lot of other weapons, and hopefully C.J. Stroud will play a little bit better than he did against Pittsburgh. Going to be a fun weekend, Jason, without a doubt. NFL-wise, Spurs playing a couple of times, national championship game on Monday. It's going to be fun.
Can't wait.
Yep.
All weekend, and I'm on an early flight tomorrow.
Go home and go night-night.
Nah, I'm not going to do that.
Go home and go night-night.
I'm not going to do that.
Means you got to be at the airport about 4?
No, God, no.
No?
No. 5:20, 5:30.
For a 6 o'clock flight?
6:20.
Oh, okay.
And boarding's at 5:55.
Oh, you're good.
Already reserved the parking spot. Just got to go find it. Love how they do that now. You're guaranteed a spot. Good luck finding it.
Exactly right.
Saturday morning, I just go straight to the roof.
Uh-huh. You might as well.
I was going to do the valet because it's one day. It was like $130 for that.
No way. For one day?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, that's dumb.
That is dumb. I thought it was $33 a day.
Well, it's weird how they do it because it's the 24 hours because we don't get back till late Sunday night.
Yeah.
So more like the day and a half.
Okay.
But I've never parked there with the valet for $30-something. It's always.
Well, it's always a little more than that.
Yeah. But I was like, all right, that ain't happening.
Wow.
Yeah.
They don't tell you where your spot is? I've never reserved a spot in the parking? Is it short term or long term?
Long term.
All right. I don't know how that works.
There's a whole bunch of spots, and you're supposed to have one.
You just don't know where it is.
You just don't know where it is.
Get there early, drive around.
Then you're driving through, and you see where the little green light is.
Dude, I hate that.
You think it's a spot, and it's that fire hydrant area?
It's never a spot.
Never.
Damn green light. It's like, oh, okay, right here. And it's like,
nope.
Nothing. Come on, airport, do better. The Greg Popovich Airport.
They turned that down.
They did. I'm glad.
I wonder,
no
though,
offense, Pop, but I'm glad they did that.
Well, I mean, and not that they'll name the airport after him, but Chief McManus announced his retirement today, our longtime San Antonio Police Department chief. I wonder what they will do to honor him at some point.
Well, maybe name the police station after him or something. I don't know. Not the airport.
Well, not the airport, but why not the airport?
No.
Well, who should the airport be named after?
How about nobody? How about San Antonio International Airport? How about that? I like that name just fine.
Well, that's boring.
Fuddy-duddy.
No, I think that's just fine.
Well, it is just fine.
Well, who gives a damn anyway? I mean, you going to call it that? Hey, I got a flight today at the Greg Popovich Airport. I mean, it's kind of like, it's like, where are you going? Are you going to the airport, or are you going to? Let's go to the Chief William McManus Airport.
When you fly into Houston, where do you fly into? Hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
You don't go into Bush.
Wow.
Is Hobby not named after somebody?
I'm sure it is.
William Hobby.
I'm sure it is, but it's just Hobby. I don't know who the hell is named after. I don't care. Do you really care who the airport's named after?
I would imagine that somewhere over there's a plaque that will tell you who old Bill Hobby is.
And I don't have time to find it.
Well, I know you don't care.
If I got a layover, I'm not looking at plaques. I'm looking at a bar stool.
But you're not flying into Houston International. You're flying into Hobby.
Yeah.
Former governor of Texas.
Really?
Well, there you go.
Yeah, we should have known that then. Is that what you're saying?
No, I shouldn't. Why?
You don't know
73 to 91.
You don't remember? Wait.
Oh, wow. That was recent, huh?
73 to 91.
It was there a long time.
Hobby was our governor then? I don't think that's accurate.
37th Lieutenant Governor of Texas.
Oh, Lieutenant Governor. Well, no wonder nobody knows who that guy is unless he's a...
like Ann Richards.
Ann Richards. Like Dan Patrick. You only know that guy because you don't like him because he won't allow us to gamble in this great state. Because I was going to say Ann Richards was the governor then.
Not in the 70s, I don't think.
No, but in the late 80s, early 90s.
I would think so.
I was a young newspaper reporter. I was actually in high school at the time, covering some of that campaign. And what was his name? Clayton?
I know who you're talking about. Clayton Williams?
Yeah, I was going to say, is that it? I don't remember. Well, he made some comments that didn't go over very well. And Ann Richards became the governor. I took a great photo at her inauguration.
Oh,
still have
nice.
that photo.
Yeah. You still have it?
I do.
All right.
Yeah. Got a lot of great photos from back in the day.
That's cool.
When I was a photographer.
Now, Fred says that's Bill Hobby, which is short for William.
Yeah.
Isn't that what we said?
Yeah. But he was a lieutenant governor. Now, no offense, but is that worthy of getting an airport named after him?
No. Unless
he's
Greg
got it already
Popovich
in Houston.
Airport.
Right?
That ain't happening, Pledge.
Chief William McManus Airport.
No. Why? What the hell's wrong with the airport being named after the city? I don't think there's an issue with that. Why do we have to change the airport name?
Dulles isn't named after a city.
I don't care about Dulles. I'm talking about San Antonio. San Antonio International Airport. It sounds great.
This is boring.
It rings.
Well, it does. And it would still be sad. I'm with you. But if you were to name it after somebody, who would you name it after?
Nobody.
Well, that's not the question. Nobody isn't one of the answers. If you were to name it after somebody, would you?
Daniel Crockett. Poor guy died at the Alamo.
Or
Tennessee
Davy
guy?
Yeah, it was Davy.
Davy Crockett. Daniel was his uncle.
Jim O'Brien.
All right, Rob Thompson.
I don't know, dude.
Red McCombs?
Now that I would have consideration for, yes. Red McCombs.
Joe Reinigle.
Well, or that. I mean, there's that. But Red McCombs.
George Strait
would be appropriate. No.
All right.
No, I don't think so. I don't think George would go for that anyway. I think Red McCombs, if you're going to do it, I don't think it should be done for anybody, but if you're going to do it, I'd go for Red.
What do you think about some of our mayors from back in the day that really changed our city?
Well, Henry Cisneros. He was one, I guess.
Yeah.
He was a good mayor.
Yeah.
Ron Nuremberg?
Nuremberg? I don't want to name him after any
He's
of
running
those
for
guys.
county judge again.
He
right?
is. He is.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be any San Antonio International
It doesn't
Airport.
need to be, but that wasn't the question.
What is the answer, though? it doesn't need to be.
So says Joe Reinagel.
Exactly.
The Dan Cook International Airport.
Well, there you go. Now, Dan Cook's got something over Dan Cook. I can't.
He's got. Doesn't he have the youth center?
The youth center
with
yeah.
SA Youth.
That's it. Franklin says Gina Ortiz Jones Airport. No, let's not do that.
We have a cricket sound effect.
See, a damn Redskins fan coming up with that. You know, what do you expect?
Exactly. I want a deal. All right. It's Friday. We've done a good job of let's do Prime Pick.
Let's do it.
Prime Picks on the Blitz.
All right. Reinagel, if you have not heard, went 8-0 last week.
Yeah.
He has hurt his arm patting himself on the back. I went 5-3 last week. Pledge went 5-3. On the year, Reinagel has taken a 3-game lead. We were tied going into last week. Joe is 113-65 on the year. I'm 110-68. Pledge is 178. Finally got to triple-digit totals. So kind of how it is right now. Pledge is buying steaks. He's got, that's the, you finish first or second, it doesn't really matter. First, you get bragging rights. Second, you get to eat. Third is the one where it really hurts, and that's where Pledge is at.
Yeah, he's in trouble. Pledge couldn't catch up if we had a whole season left. Are you kidding me? If the season started today, he couldn't catch up. That's how far behind he is.
I'll just let Joe get the steaks.
Why?
Pay off one of the last 2 years you haven't.
Yeah, this is true. This is the classic worst to first. Although, he's got to finish the deal. Can he? Let's talk about the games this week. Let's start with the college championship game coming up on Monday night. We'll be live at the Rue Pub. You'll be able to listen to the game right here on 94.1. Indiana against Miami.
I'd love to have the Stones to pick Miami in an upset here. I just don't think they can beat Indiana, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. In fact, I think Miami covers the spread, which is 8.5 at this point in time. I think it's that close. I think it's going to be a defensive battle. I like Indiana.
I like Indiana. They just don't make mistakes, and I don't know that, and I don't expect them to make mistakes on this stage. The storylines are, two storybook for Fernando Mendoza, who grew up a couple of minutes from that stadium. He wanted to be a Hurricane. They didn't even offer him. All the photos floating around of him at this camp and that camp wearing the U, and I think he wants to have an FU to the U in a moment. But Miami's defense is really good.
They really are.
And they have a lot of speed. And they have great line play. But ultimately, I think Indiana pulls away and wins ugly like they've been beating everybody. I don't think it's going to be like by 30, but
double digits.
I would take Indiana and all the points.
I'll take Indiana and the points. I think they're going to win by 16 or more.
Wow.
Right.
You don't get extra credit for that play.
They've been playing really well.
In the NFL, Bills Broncos.
Wow.
The 1 seed, the Denver Broncos, taking on Superman Josh Allen and his teammates.
Well, I know you have a man crush on Sean Payton, so just go ahead and get it over with.
I'm taking Denver.
There you go. See, I told you. Do we have any romantic music pledge?
I would really love to see Sean Payton lose. And I would really love to see Sean Payton lose so the Texans can host the AFC Championship game. I think Buffalo's just too beat up. That's my Super Bowl pick. It's 2 weeks in a row I'm picking against them. Buffalo, that is. So if that's the lucky charm that they need for me to pick against them, I'm going to continue to do that. If you're a Bills fan listening, that's why. But also, I just think the rest, but the health, the receivers. Denver's defense is really good, and Josh Allen would have to do this alone, and I'd imagine they're going to scheme up to keep an eye on that quarterback. I think both quarterbacks have big games rushing in this game, but I think Bo Nix and the Broncos win.
Well, it's Buffalo's year, and I just don't think Denver is as advertised. Defense is good, yes. Their offense, so-so. I don't trust Bo Nix. I think they'll be able to run the football.
That damn play caller.
I think the quarterback whisperer. I think the Bills will be able to run the football. They've got their tight end back. They've got some receivers. I think Brandon Carr is rejuvenated.
Brandon Carr, huh?
What's his name? Brandon Cooks. I knew it started with a C. Cooks. Bills win
One
the
of those
game.
former Brandon Cowboys.
Bills win.
I'm taking Buffalo. Superman put on his cape last week, and I picked against him. I'm not doing it again.
The San Francisco 49ers taking on the Seattle Sea Chickens.
I don't trust Seattle offensively. They've got a great defense. This is the third meeting between these two teams this year. Kyle Shanahan will scheme better than McDonald. I like San Francisco to pull off the upset.
I like sex. My wife's from Seattle. She's a big Seahawk fan. I'm taking Seattle.
So she would refuse you if you took San Francisco today?
No.
I'm taking Seattle just because of that defense. I mean, they are the second best defense in the NFL right now behind Houston, and McDonald's got them playing on a whole nother level, and Christian McCaffrey is the only offensive weapon that San Francisco has.
We don't want to work overtime on a Friday. We got to go quick.
We got two.
Rams and Bears.
Rams. They're going to win the Super Bowl anyway.
I think it's going to be too cold for the Rams. Give me Chicago.
Rams 6-0.
6-0.
Wow.
It's a touchdown and a missed extra point.
The Houston Texans taking on the New England Patriots.
Well, we know who Pledge is taking.
All right, so Houston. No surprise there. I think Texans defense against a young quarterback. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
low-scoring game.
Which C.J. Stroud's going to show up, I'm not sure. I like Drake May. I like Mike Vrabel. The Patriots pull off the win.
All right, Monday, Roop Up.
Monday, Roop Up. We'll be there. We will see you then. Have a great weekend, everybody.